Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to Matchday Live here on the Toon Review for today's game, which is Aston Villa versus Newcastle United from Villa Park. Glad to be with you this afternoon. Unfortunately, Billy can't be with us, so it is myself and Alex will be joining us probably at half-time and full-time for a bit of status analysis after or during and after the game. But it is going to be a cracker. This is going to be a cracker today. It's two of the informed sides. And Newcastle United, it's going to give us an indication of just where we are at the moment because we're flying high. Things are going fantastically well for us at the moment. And it's important that we keep that momentum going into the final games of the season, starting with today, because if we can get a result today, there's no way I can see us dropping out of the top five. And, you know, that Champions League glory is coming back, isn't it? We are starting to think big again, ladies and gents. We're starting to think big. Let's have a look at the two sides then. We've got Newcastle United first. Their lineup completely unchanged, funny enough. Pope in goal, Trippier, Shea, Joelinton, Tonali, Barnes, Isak, Livramento, Murphy, Byrne, and Bruno. On the bench, Dubravka, Wilson, Gordon, Target, Kraft, Asula, Willock, Longstaff, and Miley. So no changes for Newcastle United. And to be honest, I didn't think there would be. Certainly not the way we're playing at the minute. We're absolutely on fire, and there is no reason to leave any of these players out. Villa, they have made a few changes. Martinez in goal, Cash, Konsa, Mings, Matson, McGinn, Kamara, Tielemans, Asensio, Rodgers, and Watkins. So on the bench, they've got Marcus Rashford there, Jacob Ramsey, Barkley, of course, Lucas Dean, Anana's there as well. So Daniel Marlin, they've got a very strong bench, guys. Very strong bench tonight. But looking at that starting 11, I really fancy us. I really do. I think if we can play as well as we've been playing going into this game, I don't see any reason why we can't take the points today. But you know what it is? We've got to be on our game. That is the big thing for me. We've got to be at the races. If we're not at the races today, Villa, they will win the game. We know they will. But hey, it's all to play for, guys. There's no doubt about that. George Narda says, quick goal for the Toon to suck the atmosphere straight out of Villa Park. I think that might be worth a look at for Newcastle United, because obviously we know that the atmosphere can be really good at Villa Park. Very loud, very intimidating sometimes. So it's just up to us to go out there and make sure that we calm that place down, that we quieten it down, that there's no reason for the Villa fans to be shouting and screaming, and hopefully send them home very unhappy. Kieran with a super chat. Hi, Paul. The website looks good. I ordered myself a TTR duffel bag. Good luck with the website. Thank you very much. Just to let you know that the website at the moment is just undergoing a little bit of more maintenance, so you can't get on there right now. It was open a little bit today. We've had some orders today, but the website is going through a little bit more maintenance. There's also another supplier coming, so we're going to be offering a lot more, i.e. bucket hats and things like that will start, and beanie hats as well. We'll be able to start providing. So that's probably going to be closed for the rest of the day. I'm going to be working on it tonight after this show. And then obviously tomorrow, hopefully, it'll be live again with all the new products and everything. But if you've already ordered, that's fine. They'll be on their way to you very, very soon. Super chat from Graham Ritchie. It's going to be a tough game, but if we play it like we can, we will edge it 2-1 to the Toon. And Len Simmons says, would it not make sense for us to use Jacob Murphy to take corners since he is so good at putting the ball into the box? I think, to be honest, they've got themselves a set ways now, and I don't think that's really going to change. I don't think, Jason Tyndall sees any need to change it. Certainly, if he's been speaking to Eddie Howe, they won't need to change anything. Let's not try and fix something that isn't broken. Although we all say, oh, well, maybe such and such should be on corners, maybe such and such should be doing this. But at the same time, there is no reason to change anything right now. And I don't think Tyndall nor Eddie Howe, to be honest, would want any changes. It's still going to be a very tough game. I thought Anana played for Man United. Yeah, there's one playing for Villa as well. Paul Wells says, let's just see who is the better midfielder. Sandro is going to smash it today. Martin says, that's exactly what I said to my mate today. 3 points and job done. So come on, Toon, let's get at him. Well, you know what? I think it's important that we don't actually lose the game more than anything. Listen, of course, I'd love to see us win the game. No doubt about it. But I think we have to make sure that we come away from Villa Park unbeaten. Don't lose the game. Go out there and win the game by all means, but don't lose the game. Stay strong. We've got a super chat in from Stoic Protector. Thanks, mate. I guessed 5-1 last game, and each game we score +1 goal since the Cup. So that means 6-2 is my prediction. Yeah, I noticed that stat that we've been going up the sort of 1s and 2s and 3s and 4s. Listen, I think there'll be goals in this today. I said 4-3 in my prediction, just because I think there'll be a lot of goals. But having said that, score predictions go out the window for me because I just want us to perform and not lose the game. And if that means coming away with a point, then it means coming away with a point. But it's very important we don't lose the game. It's certainly very, very close up the top end of the table, and we need to make sure that we take care of ourselves. Clive says, a news channel has just stated Isak is close to signing for Liverpool. Is this a wind-up? Yes. What news channel was it, Clive? Because if it's a mainstream... if it's a mainstream news channel, then they're making a bit of a fool of themselves, to be fair. Garant says Tyndall is going to drive a stake through Emery's heart. Indeed, he will. And I really hope he does. I tell you what, it'll be interesting to see when Jason Tyndall offers Emery his hand, what happens, especially after the Boxing Day dramatics, shall we say. But listen, Tyndall said in his press conference yesterday that it's water under the bridge. It's long gone. Let's just get on with it. Everybody in the heat of the moment of a game gets involved and maybe shouldn't do. It was just one of them things, wasn't it? Let's be honest. Slothy says Villa feet strong. Score draw would be a good result. Paul N says this should be one hell of a game. Must admit, while I think we might find it tough, I don't think we're going to lose, but not sure of a win. Guess a 2-2 draw at worst, but hoping for a 3-2 win. Look, I think as well, what we need to say is that, many, many times so far, we've been sort of talking about the opposition or the opposition look really, really good. But what about Newcastle United? Why don't we look at us and think, well, we look really good again. We're unchanged for the umpteenth time. These guys are playing so well, connecting well together. Brilliant to watch. I mean, guys, we've got a hell of a chance here. And I think if we can win at Villa Park, that would really state to the rest of the Premier League that Newcastle United really are Phoenix from the flames. We are rising very, very quickly. And it will put a statement down. Jack's been a member for 5 months, hoping for another Murphy masterclass today. Prediction 4-1, score in the first 10 minutes. And Tunado with a super chat. This is a challenge today, but winning will show that this jump forward is permanent. Come on, the lads. Yeah, it will. It'll put a huge statement down. Who thinks they look good in a bucket hat? Well, a lot of people, actually. Quite a lot of people, Sean. Dean says, think we'll win, but if it goes against us, please don't let that turd Rashford score. I find it very interesting he's on the bench. Of course, he was taken off against PSG, wasn't he? And many people turned around and said that kind of blew it for Villa because they took Marcus Rashford off. Listen, I didn't see the full game. I just saw the little bits of highlights. And, when they came back to level it, I thought, wow, this is an opportunity here. And I was a bit surprised he took Rashford off because he was looking dangerous. But, hey, I'm pleased he's not in the starting lineup today when he's on form. C15 says, any amount of points is crucial today to stifle Aston Villa, our direct top 5 rivals in form. Indeed. And Stephen Brown is a new member of the channel. Thank you very much, Stephen. Welcome to Members Club, my friend. Thank you. And by the way, if you do enjoy the show today, as usual, hit the like button, guys. So important for the channel that we keep those coming in. And of course, if you're new and you like what you see, please do subscribe. You do have to be a subscriber to take part in the chat. We've had a huge influx of subscribers lately, so thank you to each and every one of you, and welcome to the channel. So if you do like what you see today, please do subscribe. Free to do so, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload or a live show in the future. We're rapidly growing, and that's because of you guys. And thank you to everybody who is supporting us. Now, I am watching it again through my usual provider. So, as usual, when the game's on TV, if you get the kickoff before me, and this is optional, you don't have to do this, but it's optional. If you want to be in sync with myself and the commentary, then please just pause your TV before kickoff. I'll tell you when I'm underway on mine, and if you hit play, we'll all be in sync. You don't have to do that, but if you don't do that, please do not put any spoilers in the chat. There is a lot of people that watch these commentaries that don't see the game or are watching the game and listening to this commentary. So please don't spoil it for anybody. Please respect them. Wait until I've commentated on it, and then we can all talk about it in the chat. So thank you very much for your cooperation with that. Let's have a look at some more of your comments. Trolls, I'm feeling good. Ask after the game. Yeah, ask everybody after the game how they're feeling. Jilly has gifted a Toon Review membership as well. Thank you, Jilly. Much appreciated. Liam says, I think I'm the only one nervous here. I know I'm often negative, but I think it'll be close. I'm going for a Desmond. Well, look, Liam, there isn't any problem with being nervous. I think when you get to this stage of the season, you know, you're always nervous. And this, at the end of the day, this is Newcastle United. They never do things easy. But at the same time, the way we've been performing lately and the confidence flowing through the team and the way the team are interacting with each other, gelling on the pitch, I genuinely think we've got a fantastic chance of winning the game. I'm always nervous before a Newcastle United game because, like I said before, it's Newcastle. You just never know what you're going to get sometimes. But what we've got lately is a team playing with absolute brilliant flow to them. You know, we're scoring goals, we're creating chances, we're passing it around really well and quickly. I think if we do that today, depending on whether Villa are fatigued. Now, obviously, you know, Emery's made a few changes. So is that because of fatigue? I don't know. But there's certainly nothing wrong with being nervous, mate. It's Newcastle United, and you never know sometimes. Chipper says, I still think even a loss isn't a bad thing. We have a few points on the board. Pressure is on all the teams around us. Yep. Yes, but we don't want to lose, do we? We never want to lose. Paul says, plenty of goals, but no way should we lose this. Well, I'll tell you what. Let's just touch on the Premier League today, and we'll have a look at what the final scores were. Brentford 4, Brighton 2 was a final score. Brighton did go down to 10 men. Palace 0, Bournemouth 0. Everton 0, Manchester City 2. I think Man City scored 2 goals in the last 10 minutes. We could have done with Everton doing us a favour there, but let's not talk about Everton. And West Ham 1, Southampton 1. So, I mean, West Ham, surely they'd have been looking to win that game. Southampton equalised in the 3rd minute of injury time. So definitely hasn't gone their way. But look, as Jason Tyndall said yesterday in the press conference, it's all about us today. It's all about us for the rest of the season. We can't look at other teams and say, oh, we're dependent on them to do X, Y, and Z, because that's not how it works. If we take care of our own job, we will be in the Champions League next season. Undoubtedly. You know, we don't... Tyndall said he's not bothered about anything else going on around us. All the buzz, all the hype, all the, you know, the rest of the teams trying to put pressure on us. It is what we do now for the rest of the season. We've got ourselves in this position. Let's just make sure that when the season ends, we are still in that position. Champions League, no matter what. And I'm not sure many Newcastle United fans care about where they come, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, or 5th, as long as we're in the Champions League. That's all that counts. That's the big prize at the end of the season. Trophy win, and of course, a Champions League spot. My God, what a season. Just incredible season. James Weller is a new member of the channel as well. Thank you, James. Welcome to Members Club. Thank you for your support, my man. Let's get a few more comments in as we're about 15 minutes away from the kickoff. Anyone else feel like players don't look up for it, says the Crimson Lip. Well, I haven't seen the warm-up yet, and I'm not putting it on. Look, don't look up for it. What do you mean by that? Is it just the sort of expressions they're showing in the warm-up? Because sometimes pure concentration and being up for it can look like they don't give a shit. You know, if they just got their heads down, that they're focused. Keith says, I'm really nervous about this one more than any game since the cup final. Well, a few people said that the other night, though, didn't they? Against Palace. You know, they all said, oh, this is the biggest game that I've been worried about since the cup final, this, that, and that. You know, but look how we went and performed. I think, to be fair, if we can go out and get a couple of goals early doors, it'll settle us right down. It'll settle all the fans down, as usual. Martin says, I hope you're getting bucket hats on the merch store. Yep. There's one already on the new website, which will be launched a bit later. There's all sorts on there, to be honest, some great stuff. Sort of revamped postage and things like that, which has took a bit of time to do, and then obviously promote everything back to the website again. So it's taken time. That's why the current one isn't there now. Well, it is, but it's just shown an error. But that will be all rectified in due course. Ricky says Villa only lost at home to Arsenal, but Watkins missed sitters in that game. Yeah, he did. And to be honest, I think, you know, Newcastle go into this, and I'm sure that they won't be saying it out loud, but maybe Tyndall's thinking to himself, you know what, Villa have lost once this season to Arsenal, who were second. How about to us, who were third? You know, we're third in the Premier League, and teams should start to fear playing us. Just the simple fact. They should start to fear playing us. Simon Muller with a super chat. Thanks, buddy. Hi, Paul. Feeling nervous. Think we will bag the win. Isak with both goals in a 2-0 victory. How are the lads? I think we'll do well to get a clean sheet today. If I'm openly honest, I think we'll do fun. If we get a clean sheet today, we've done very, very well. Villa have a vast array of attacking players and players that can hurt teams. But so have we. Let's not forget that. But it's just that niggling in the back of my mind is always the Newcastle United way of just switching off for that brief second and conceding the goal. Now, you know, we did it against Manchester United when we were completely on top of the game. They were terrible. We were dominating. But then we took our eye off the ball for just that brief second. Man United got an equaliser, and the rest is history. However, I don't think it's going to be like that. I think the lads really are going to be up for this. They really are going to be up for this. Lars Lenskog is a new member of the channel as well. Thank you, Lars. Much appreciated. Pound for pound boxing says, very tough game tonight, Paul, but looking at Villa's starting lineup, we can come away with a win. I agree. Is Granny warmed up, Paul? She's always warmed up. Grandad gives her a good rub down before the show starts. Don't worry about that. We're here because of your awesome commentaries, Paul. Thanks, Paul. Much appreciated. Don't suggest scoreline anymore. We lost. Hey, I don't get that. Stoics has been screwed by Viaplay today. The match isn't on Viaplay for some bizarre reason. Oh, dear. Toon Army for Life says, I watch every show, but don't comment. I love the channel. Keep up the great work, guys. How are the lads? Thank you, mate. Much appreciated. More nervous for this one. Hart says we win 2-1, but think 2-2 more likely. But I wouldn't mind that. Yeah. And I guess it depends how the game goes as well. Let's be honest. You know, if we come away with a 2-2 draw and, you know, we've pulled it back late or whatever it may be, then we'll be happy. But if we 2-0 up and then we, you know, I suppose that's the same for both teams, really. If whoever's leading will be disappointed if they get clawed back. It's just the way football works, isn't it? Jam Stasher says, hello, everyone. All games are important from now on, so hopefully we take all 3 points. That would be massive. I genuinely feel, guys, if we win today, we are going to be in the Champions League. I know I'm sounding off there a little bit, but that's my thoughts. I don't see us blowing this if we get the 3 points today. I really don't. Not the way we're playing. A lot of people saying they would take a Desmond today. Philip says commentary is more honest and true on here. Thank you very much for that, Philip. How are the lads? Cheers from Malaysia. Thank you very much, JP. Rachel says, last night I couldn't access the TTR site. Yeah, it was down, but it's going to be back probably tomorrow, Rachel, okay? But I'll let everybody know. It's just that there is some new stuff coming on there, and I want to get it right. I launched it yesterday, and I felt it was right, but just, you know, I've been doing a lot of work with it this afternoon before coming on here and trying to just get things really, really spot on for it. So don't worry, it will be back. It will be back. Lars has gifted 5 Toon Review memberships as well. Thank you, Lars. That is extremely kind. Much appreciated, mate. Really do. Thank you. Third game in a week. We might be leggy, especially second half. Well, yeah, but we've been talking about this, saying that, if the game is going our way and that adrenaline is up again, then why? You've got the adrenaline, you see yourselves through, and then we go again against Ipswich. It's just the way it is at the end of the season. That Palace game was a result of us, of course, reaching the Carabao Cup final, so we wouldn't want to take that away anyway. But look, we've scored 9 goals in 2 games. We are racing hot at the minute, so I'm expecting. I don't think fatigue's going to be an issue because, Villa had a hard game the night before against PSG, had to work really hard to get a comeback going in the second half. So I genuinely believe we're on an even keel here. And I'm just hoping. I've got more hope than I used to have, to be honest. Trolls has gifted a Toon Review membership as well. Thank you very much, Trolls. Very, very kind of you. This should be a great game. Hopefully we can get the 3 points and start pulling away, cementing our UCL place. Toon. Indeed. Can't rely on other teams. We have to do our thing, says Graham. Claire says she jinxed the City game by putting it on just before the buggers scored. Shame on you. Kid Cole says a must win for ease of mind going forward. Steve says, let's see how many Big Joe steamrollers today. Now his cards have been reset. Well, what Joe does need to do, and basically we know this because we've talked about it many times, is just be careful. Don't get brought into losing his discipline, because we know that the likes of McGinn, etc., they will, Kamara, they'll all niggle at him a little bit, and it's very important Joe stays very disciplined. Yes, be physical. By all means, be physical, Joe Linton. That's what we love about Joe, is his physicality. But what we don't want to see is him losing his head and getting into trouble and putting his team at risk, because, we can't afford Joe to do that at all. But, yeah, he needs to be strong today. And he will. He will. Simon Muller with a super chat saying Villa play City on Tuesday, then the Cup semi-final the weekend. Yeah, they've got a busy run in. Definitely. Roadblock, a member for 38 months, says what a 38 months it's been for TTR, for the Toon and me. Bring on the next 38. Bro Butler, a member for 19 months. Hope flat caps are going to be on the site, Paul. We need a new pink one, 6-0. Come on, let's have it. Michael McIntyre has been a member for 4 months. Johnson Street with a super chat. Jacob's going to drive them crackers today. Toon. And the Naked Noise Boy says, Freddie wanted TTR dog water bowl. Well, listen, pets are difficult to try and do, but there is going to be a mat. Those mats you put down for the dog bowls. There's definitely that coming. But I don't know about other stuff. I'll have to find that out, to be honest. Grant says, did I not say give Barnes his chance a few weeks back? The guy's a talented football player. He never had the opportunity to get going. Look now, he's flying. Get in there, lad, up the Toon. I hope he has a blinder again today. An absolute blinder. George, good afternoon. Just back from the pub. Hope I don't fall asleep. If you fall asleep, George, you should be ashamed of yourself. Newcastle need all the support they can get this afternoon. So don't you be falling asleep, George. That's dreadful. Dreadful. Alex Leaning says, evening, Paul. Evening all. Sandro to be man of the match in front of Tielemans to shut that Villa fan up. I hope he is. Well, look, Tielemans is a good player, guys. We can't deny that Tielemans isn't a good player, because he is. We were linked with him not long ago. And that means something to me if we were linked with him. But Villa fans weren't exactly dancing in the streets, by the way, when they signed Tielemans at all. And, now it's very, very different. Keith Truscott, a member for 31 months, says tough game today, without doubt important to both teams, but I genuinely see us winning a very tight game. I'm going 2-1 Toon. No Billy tonight, Paul. No, he's still unwell, unfortunately. He couldn't make it. But he will be, he'll get sorted. Right. Let me just get ready for this game as the teams are leaving the tunnel, and Newcastle will be in their white tops with the green shorts today, as Bruno just makes the sign of the cross as he enters the field. Remember, guys, Just a gentle reminder again, no spoilers in the chat, please. Wait until I've commentated on it. If you want to be in sync with me, then if you go to kick off before me, just pause your TV or whatever device you're watching it on. I'll then say, right, we're underway, and just press play. We'll all be in sync. You don't have to do that if you want to watch the match on your own, but please do not put any spoilers in until I've commentated on it, or the mods will remove you. And as usual, we don't want to remove anybody from the Matchday Live at all. So please respect that, and we'll all have a good watch along. Now, please do give it a like as well if you're new to the channel, and don't forget to subscribe. It is free to do so. Come and be part of this massively grown community on the Toon Review. It is free to do so, and make sure you hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload or a future live show. Just going down the line of players before the handshake, of course, playing the Premier League anthem. I hope they've got the right one on today. It would be funny, though, if they lined up and they played the Champions League anthem this time, after rather embarrassingly playing the Europa League anthem before their massive Champions League game in midweek. But there you go. Right, the two sides again for you, ladies and gents. Villa line up Martinez in goal, as per usual. They do have a back four of Cash, Concert, Mings, and Matson. I do think we can get at that back four. A defensive two of Kamara and Tielemans. Three across the middle with Rodgers, Asensio, and McGinn. And, of course, their striker today, Ollie Watkins. Villa do have quite a strong bench. They do have Marcus Rashford there. They do have Anana there, Marlon, Dean, Bartley, Disasi. They've got some very, very good players on the bench. So, obviously, Emery rotating because of what's been a very difficult week for them. The Newcastle team is exactly the same as it's been for weeks on end now, which is incredible to say. I never expected that I'd be saying that doing Newcastle United commentaries, that we play the same team again. Incredible. The usual back four, the usual midfield, and the three musketeers up front. And yes, I am going to call them the three musketeers, because that's what they are. I'm hoping Isak bags a few today, because, I mean, he was knocking on the door so many times against Crystal Palace, it was laughable. But he got his goal, didn't he? An absolute worldie of a shot from 20 yards. Let's hope for more of that today. I do fancy Isak to get a couple of goals. But this is going to be a tough game. It's certainly not a walk in the park for Newcastle United. You have to respect Aston Villa. They're a decent side as well. And it's Newcastle and Villa who are really challenging the elite and the cartel, of course, who don't like it. They don't like that Villa are on this kind of uprising, and so are Newcastle United. They hate it. Very misty there, but I'm not sure whether that's because of all the fireworks and stuff before the game, as they're all high-fiving each other, ready to go into a huddle. So I'll ask again, guys, no spoilers in the chat. If you want to pause your TV, if you go to kick off before me, please do. I'll tell you when I'm underway on here. Press play. We'll all be in sync. And there is the handshake between Emery and Tyndall. They're having a good conversation there. That looked like a nice conversation. And I think obviously Emery's just probably send his best wishes on to Eddie Howe as well. But that was nice. A nice handshake, and all is forgotten for the crazy theatrics, of course, of Boxing Day. But Newcastle United will kick off right to left. It is going to be Isak almost to get us underway. And we are underway at Villa Park. So here we go, guys. Newcastle United at Aston Villa, live on the Toon Review. And hopefully we see another win. Trippier immediately hammers into John McGinn, a really strong challenge. And that's left McGinn on the floor. Tielemans picks up the pieces, though. And immediately Villa try and get on the move with McGinn. Plays it down the line. It's a good ball. Toon Army, though, has got the pace to get there. And he beats Ollie Watkins for pace down that far side. It's not the best clearance, though. Tielemans picks it up. And Villa in with an opportunity early doors. It's deflected. And Aston Villa have scored in the first 40 seconds. And it's deflected off, I think it was one of the centre-backs. And it's gone in the back of the net from Ollie Watkins. And that is the worst start possible for Newcastle United. And would you believe it? Watkins gets the ball. He cuts inside in the penalty area. And it deflects off Fabian Schär into the back of the net in the first minute of the game. It couldn't be a worse start if you asked it for. Unbelievable. I mean, Toon Army does a great job getting back and beating Watkins to the ball. Originally, he clears it. It's not a great ball. It's straight to Tielemans. Tielemans rolls it into Watkins. He cuts inside. He mishits it. He doesn't hit a hard shot at all. He really didn't get a hold of that, but it hits Fabian Schär on the inside of the left leg and bounces into the net, and Aston Villa take the lead. Nick Pope absolutely rooted to the spot because he was already going left. I mean, Ollie Watkins celebrating like he's won the World Cup, but it was an absolutely dreadful effort. But that is a horrible start for Newcastle United, and will give Villa all the impetus they need now. Dreadful start. But one thing about it is there is plenty time left, guys. Just hope we don't put our heads down and disappear into the mud here, because that's certainly not what we need. Villa lead by a goal to nil. 40 bloody seconds, man. Honestly. What a kick in the nuts that is, guys. An absolutely huge kick in the nuts. But Newcastle now have a bit of space through the midfield. Joe Linton plays it out wide now to Harvey Barnes. Barnes heading towards the penalty area. Overlap from Livramento. Cross from Livramento is blocked. And Villa are going to get this away here. Matty Cash, very close to taking it out to play there, but didn't. Joe Linton trying to shut them down. Back to Matty Cash now. And down the line, Dan Burns steps up to intercept. Newcastle just want to get a bit of the ball now. Here's Bruno. Plays it out to Trippier. Trippier has Murphy in support down the right. Here is Jacob Murphy. And he's going ahead for the byline. Matson, but a good cross. It's deflected. Corner to Newcastle. Good response. And I think that's all we could do, really, is have a good response from going down by a goal to nil in the first 40 seconds. Just get at them. Get at them. So disappointing when you concede that early. Like, it really is. The only good thing, like I say, is there's plenty of time left in the game when you go behind so early. And Isak having a conversation now with Big Joe. Tielemans having a bit of a laugh there with Dan Burn. Tielemans marking Dan Burn, by the way. There's a serious height issue there. I wonder why they do put small players on big defenders. It's really weird that. Anyway, corner taken short. It's back with Trippier. Now with Murphy again. Murphy sends in a cross. Burn flicks it on. It comes to Barnes. Barnes drills it. It's blocked. And I think there's an offside, but Newcastle keep going anyway. Isak deflected again. And that's going to go out for a corner. Villa are furious that there should have been an offside. And I think the flag's finally gone up when the ball's gone out to play. Jason Tyndall shakes his head. He does not look like a happy man at all. Looking back at the big screen, Tyndall there. As Graham Jones is up in the stands watching the monitors. Oh, he looks miserable as sin as well. Not the greatest start for the Toon Army. Dick Emery will be a happy man, though, ladies and gents. He'll be very pleased with the start Villa have made. Although, to be fair, Newcastle have responded really well. And I still don't know what's going on here. It is a free kick to Villa. And Martinez drills it out to the far side again. Trippier beaten in the air. Ollie Watkins again running towards goal. Watkins still. He's on a high here. Watkins on his left foot. He's hit the underside of the bar and it bounces away. And again, Newcastle United not making any challenges on Ollie Watkins. He dances into the box and he rasps one off the underside of the bar. And luckily for us, it doesn't go in. It comes away. Really tight angle. That Nick Pope completely beaten on his near post. And it smashes the underside of the bar. And as I say, lucky for us, it doesn't end up in the back of the onion sack. My God. And again, frailty in defence, Newcastle there. Just let Ollie Watkins just wander right in. Come on, guys, get a grip for God's sake. Dear me. Could have so easily been 2-0 down there. However, we got the ball back now with Livramento. Nice bit of play to create some space. Lays it off to Harvey Barnes. Barnes now back to Dan Burn. Newcastle just need to settle down here. Get a bit of the ball. Riley and Jessica. Big Newcastle United fans. Big shout out to Riley and Jessica. Hope you're enjoying the game. Although, quite honestly, it's not been great for so far. But here's Isak. Can't quite dance his way around Tielemans. And Villa clear the ball away again. Bounces over the top of Fabian Schär, but he does well to reach it. And puts it into the possession of Big Dan Burn now. Byrne just walking it out. Nobody closing him down. Swings it to the right to Fabian Schär. Now Dan Byrne. Halfway line to Harvey Barnes. Cuts inside nicely. But again, good closing down that by Villa. Toon Army. A little bit of space for him to work in the middle. And now Dan Byrne can bring it forward for Newcastle. Work the space well there. Now into Villa's half. Harvey Barnes. Joe Linton had made a good run, but I think Harvey Barnes was trying to use him as a sort of dummy runner. Anyway, Trippier fires it out to Murphy. Inside now for Bruno. Back to Murphy. Murphy inside for Toon Army. Toon Army. Trippier flicks it over the top looking for Murphy. It's overhit, but Mings didn't let it go to the goalkeeper. And Jacob Murphy now closing Tyrone Mings down. Toon Army now to Bruno. Trippier. Inside for Byrne. Bruno again. Bruno fires in a cross. Headed away. No challenge on the Villa defender, though. Isak was a couple of yards away from that. Good closing down this by Newcastle. Good pressing, but Villa do well to play it out there. Oh, nice little back flick. And Villa break away again. Nice bit of play by number 27, Rodgers there. Really good play. But Newcastle win it back. That's better from Newcastle. Hunting the ball down. Great turn by Joe Linton. He's dragged back. Free kick to Newcastle United. Not the best challenge that at all, really, from Maatsen. And quite fortunate not to get a yellow card there because Joe Linton had spun him and he was away. But listen, we expected a quick start by Villa. A very quick start because of what happened in midweek. They've done exactly that. They know they have to start well. I'm not exactly in panic mode yet, guys. There's a long way to go in this game, but we have to defend better. We could have been 2 down. Trippier with a free kick on the halfway line. Sends it towards the end of the penalty box where Dan Byrne tries to jump. Mings is all over the back of him, but no free kicks as a referee. I don't think Dan Byrne was too happy with that. Anyway, Trippier throws one in again towards Dan Byrne. Byrne is knocked off it by Tielemans this time, who gets it to McGinn, and Villa start another attack. McGinn bombing down the left-hand side, gets away a little bit from Jacob Murphy, who does well to recover. And McGinn has to go back. And now Tielemans for Aston Villa. Plays it out to Maatsen on the left-hand side. Back again to Tielemans. Tielemans, good ball forward to Rodgers there, but he's lost the ball. Again, good pressing by Newcastle. And now Bruno. Lays it to Jacob Murphy. Murphy in a bit of space down the right-hand side. Harvey Barnes had made a great run, but has to check back. Now Bruno again, edge of the box. Isak's made a great run, but Bruno again has overhit that final pass. And if anything, that's been the problem with Bruno for the last few games. Just when it comes to that killer pass, he's not quite finding the weight on them. Slightly overhitting them. And, I mean, that wasn't a difficult through ball there for Isak. I'm not sure whether Isak would have been offside, but again, it was overhit. As we're just looking at the Villa goal again, poor clearance from Toon Army. Tielemans, and I mean, to be honest, if Schär didn't block that was going straight into the arms of Nick Pope. There was no danger at all. But unfortunately for us, it takes a cruel deflection and it's in the net. Now, there is a Villa player down here. Burns launched in. We're in trouble again here. McGinn tries to chip one forward and Pope's lost it. And I think he's got a free kick. There's players falling all over the place here. I think it's Marco Asensio who was down after clashing with Nick Pope. There is another Villa player down. Trying to see if that's Ollie Watkins or, but dear me. Players lying all over the pitch here. I mean, Dan Byrne made a horrific challenge. Just having a look at this again. Watkins clashes with Kieran Trippier. There's nothing really... Oh, Trippier took a step back and caught Watkins in the face. Dan Byrne then takes out Rodgers, which should have been a yellow card. I don't know what the hell the referee's doing here. And then Asensio clatters into Nick Pope. So a whole array of dodgy challenges. But the one by Trippier, I mean... There's nothing in that for me. Trippier's not even aware of where Ollie Watkins is. And Trippier's not that kind of player. And again, they're just looking at the... I mean... Nick Pope is fully entitled to come for that. But the player's falling all over the place. Watkins is back on his feet. I don't know if the referee's actually given anyone a booking either, by the way, guys. Trippier just with a bit of a shake of the head there, as if to say, well, hang on a minute. What the hell? To be honest, he wasn't even looking where Ollie Watkins had fallen, so there was nothing malicious in that at all. Poor kick from Nick Pope, though, straight to Villa. And now Matson spins, and he has Tyrone Mings in support, but Mings pedaling backwards, back to Martinez in goal. Pressed by Isak. And Martinez launches it forward again, looking for Watkins, who's given us a bit of a torrid time at the minute. Good defending by Shea. It's still in play, though, and Rodgers is first to react for Villa. And now Tielemans with a bit of space on the halfway line. Tielemans to Matson. Kamara. Kamara knocked down by Joe Linton. Free kick to Aston Villa. Joe Linton screaming at the referee there. He wasn't happy at all. Just get on with it. It's going to be Kamara to take the free kick for Villa. Just inside the centre circle. And plays it back to Konsa. Konsa across to Tyrone Mings. And John McGinn standing up very well there to Trippier. Trippier just bounced off him. He is Tielemans now. Again, working on the halfway line for Aston Villa. Finds Konsa. Konsa brings it forward. Chips it through. Again, tangle of players there. And Fabian Schär is shown the yellow card for bringing down Ollie Watkins. And Villa are thinking it should have been a red because Ollie Watkins would have been through. I mean, I'll have to see this incident again. It was a good ball by Konsa. It is a foul, actually, by Schär. He's all over him. But to me, Watkins is away on goal. So there's no way Watkins is going to fall down deliberately. Watkins is cleaning on goal. Schär brings him down. I think he's really lucky there to stay on the pitch. I mean, luckily for Schär, I think it's because Nick Pope is so far off his line that he gets the ball. I mean, Emery and the Villa bench are going nuts claiming a red card, but I think it's because Nick Pope was so far off his line. I don't think Watkins was going to get the ball anyway. But it's a poor challenge from Fabian Schär. Wrestles him to the ground. And do you know, I've seen them given before as sendings off. We're just allowing the shot at the minute defensively, guys. Every time Villa come forward, it's dangerous. But we knew Villa were like this. We know what kind of team Villa are. It's how we respond to this. There's only nearly 14 minutes gone. There's not a lot gone in this game. But we could be 2-0 down and 10 men. Unbelievable stuff. Unbelievable. Poor defending. I mean, to get the wrong side of him originally. And John McGinn is standing on the goal line here. So clearly offside. So I'm not sure what McGinn is doing so close to the goal there. Now he makes his way out of the box. Clip forward. It's a lovely move by Villa. Can Cash keep it in? Pope does well to push it behind. And we're at 6s and 7s at the back here. I mean, it's a simple free kick from Villa. Cash makes a great run and pulled back, but Pope was there just to sort of chest it behind. Keith with the super chat. We're not turned up. Villa are bettering us right now. Well, bettering and battering us, to be honest. As Bjorn Borg, of course, the assistant manager for Aston Villa. John McGinn with the corner kick for Villa. It's a short one to the edge of the penalty area. Tielemans back to nice bit of play that by Villa, edge of the box. Fahad with a super chat. Schär is having a mare, to be honest. They all are. And it's deflected again. Another shot coming in from Kamara this time. And Big Joe sticks a leg out and deflected over for another corner to Villa. Well, we need to see this period out here. We just need to see this little bit of pressure from Villa and start applying ourselves into this game because we've clearly not turned up yet. We had a little bit of a spell where, just after the Villa goal in the first minute, we had a corner and created a little bit, but from then on, it's all Villa at the minute, and they have another corner. It's another short one. In comes the cross now, but blocked by Harvey Barnes. And not a great header away by Murphy, and then a left foot shot from Matson is miles over the crossbar. So we get that survived and win a goal kick. Emery applauds his Villa players, as rightly he would. Certainly Villa the better side right now. We just can't get going at the minute. But this is the first time, really, that we've been under sort of the caution in the last few games. We've dictated a lot of the play in the previous few games. Now it's all about how we respond to being a little bit against it. Long kick from Nick Pope, looking for Joe Linton, but beaten in the air by Kamara. Livramento does well, but Kamara is in there with a tackle. Referee says free kick. And that one was a little bit painful on the shin for Tino. The referee wants to have a quick word with Kamara there. I mean, it's a reckless tackle, that. I mean, he gets nowhere near the ball. It's a free kick. And I don't think Kamara's got anything to twist on about, but I think it was more his reaction to the referee giving the free kick than actually the foul that he was spoken to there. Oh, dear. 17 gone. Goalless. Sorry, not goalless at Villa Park. It's 1-0 to Villa, scoring in the first 40 seconds. As Trippier floats in a free kick again to the edge of the box. Byrne jumps too early for that one. Harvey Barnes now for Newcastle. Barnes looking to get the cross in. In it comes. It's a good deep one. And a chance! And a goal! It's Fabian Schär! He's made up for the error! It's a beautiful cross from Harvey Barnes! Right to the back post, and Fabian Schär is there to nod it in. It's 2-2 for the great Swiss, and Newcastle United are back on terms. It's Aston Villa 1. It's Newcastle United 1. Oh, he's miles onside as well. It's a beautiful cross from Harvey Barnes right to the back post. A really deep ball in. And it's right on the head of Fabian Schär. And he nods it through the legs of Emi Martinez. And what a goal that is for Newcastle to get the confidence back up. We've been second best for most of this game so far in the first 20 minutes. But we're back on terms now. And it's 1-1 at Villa Park. Come on! Come on! Let's get going here. You could say it's against the run of play, folks, but who gives a damn toss? It's 1-1. Now we have to defend well. But Villa coming back down the left into the penalty area. A ball across, and what a chance for Rodgers to put it in the net. If that was Asensio with a tap in, he's missed it. And Villa should be back in front. It's awful defended from Newcastle. I mean, completely losing men here. The ball is across. Asensio has a tap in, and he's fluffed it. Completely fluffed it. What an opportunity that is for the Spaniard, and he's ballsed it up big style. But again, we switch off. I think, we need to tweak something here because we're all over the place at the back. Joe Linton with a header. Closing Kamara down. Heavy touch by Matty Cash. And Newcastle have a throw. I mean, this should get the adrenaline pumping now. Getting back into this game. It was all about a response. And a wonderful ball in from Harvey Barnes. It's got to be said. Praise to Harvey Barnes for that delivery. Because it was pinpoint to the back post. Right on the head of Fabian. And bang. Under the goalkeeper's legs and into the back of the net, folks. 1-1 at Villa Park. Hopefully that is the tide turning. And please, if you haven't already, guys, please keep subscribing. Bottom right-hand corner, come and be part of this incredible community on the Toon Review. And hit those likes as well if you're enjoying the commentary today, guys. 1-1 at Villa Park. Martinez plays it out to Tyrone Mings. Now Maatsen. Across to Tielemans in his own area. Good pressing this by Newcastle. That's good strength, though, by, I think it's Ollie Watkins holding the ball up well there. Plays it on quickly. Rodgers for Villa. There is a runner. And again, it's Asensio in space down the left-hand side. First time ball in, cleared away by Schär. Not the best. Straight to McGinn. McGinn now heading for the byline. Floats across and Nick Pope is there. George T with a super chat. Yes, I'm still awake. Tomeo with a super chat. The match is going to be a highway to hell on our souls today. Buckle up. Hell yes. I mean, it's really starting to move now, this game. But Villa, to be fair, are looking the more dangerous. It's all coming down their left-hand side, our right. Trippier's been pulled out of position a few times. Murphy's been beaten a few times. We just need to shore it up, just strengthen it up a little bit down that side. Barnes taken out badly by Matty Cash there. Great bit of play by Barnes. That stung a little bit. But once again, Barnes has played a part in a Newcastle United goal. Share with a wonderful ball out to Murphy. His control isn't great though, but now Toon Army picks it up. Heads it down to Murphy. Murphy waiting for overlaps. Plays a ball down the line. He's overhit that. Looking for the run of Bruno, but Bruno, as we know, not quite the paciest of players. And couldn't get to that. Still 1-1. Goal kick for Aston Villa. Just having a look at the ball in again from Barnes. It truly is a worldie of a ball. Shea does really well to lose Matson at the back post and does well to make enough room just to get power on it. And it sneaks under Martinez. But I tell you what, that'll make Fabian Shea feel better for the deflected goal. Absolutely it will. But we need to be better than defensively. Here's Murphy. Trippier now. Can't get Isak. Isak just not in the game at the minute. And Tielemans picks it up for Villa. Into Kamara. Closed down very quickly by Joe Linton. Now Tyrone Mings. Steps away from Isak. Cash. Back to Konsa. And he has to go back to Martinez. Good pressure from Newcastle. Fahad with a super chat. Oh my God, Barnes. How on earth will Gordon get a chance? Well, Barnes just has to keep doing what he's doing. McGinn against Trippier. Showed good strength there. And he's winning that battle so far. Bruno brings down Tielemans' free kick to Villa. Get up, Tielemans, man, you soft get. Dear me. I mean, why have you gone down there? That's pathetic. You were tripped over. Get up and get on with the game. Stop trying to get people booked. Bruno just looked at the referee and was like, look at him, man. Absolute funny. Anyway, Tielemans, funny enough, is back on his feet and okay. Doesn't need anything from the physio. And Mings will take the free kick for Villa. Just outside their own penalty area. I mean, to be honest, the game as is what we thought. It's very entertaining. I expected it to be a bit more both ways. Villa have certainly had more of the attacking, but they are the home side, of course. We know what they're like against, when they've got the Villa crowd on the side. Unfortunately, we couldn't shut them up early doors because Villa scored in 40 seconds. But they are playing some nice stuff, Villa. Rodgers now cuts inside, plays it to Tielemans. Tielemans to Watkins. We're just not making challenges in the right places here. Matty Cash in the box. Floated across. That should be Nick Popes. And is. We're just not making tackles. The Villa players seem to be just bouncing around us and they're everywhere on the pitch at the minute. And we're struggling to pick them up. The movement is good from Villa. And we're just not picking the players up. But Tielemans is having far too much of an influence on the game. Byrne now with a long ball down the line, and he's kicked it straight out of play. Slices that. Not where Dan Byrne wanted that to go. And Cash throws long to Mings, and now Matson. Closed down by Murphy. Back to the goalkeeper, Emi Martinez. Chips it out. Over the head of Byrne. It'll fall for Ollie Watkins again. Watkins looking for runners. Just waits for more Villa players to join the attack. Lives about the Tielemans. Tielemans now. Asensio. Tielemans again. A little bit of one-touch play from Villa between the two players there. Matson. And now Asensio again. Tielemans. Kamara. Isak's not doing enough there. He's just standing watching Kamara. That's not good enough. And I think there was a dive there from Asensio. Bruno was furious. And I think Asensio's just thrown himself to the floor there. Bruno was convinced that is not a free kick to Aston Villa. Still no yellow card for the referee, but Asensio's down. Let's have another look at this. Oh, he takes a dive. There's no doubt about it. Bruno doesn't move his feet. Bruno's feet are on the ground. Well, that's soft for me. I don't know why Asensio's rolling around like he's been shot. Christ almighty. Some of these players, man. Tielemans and Asensio, both really rolling around trying to get players booked. I don't like to see that. They're talented players. They don't need to do that kind of shite, to be honest. Anyway, free kick for Villa, which Asensio will take. And it comes, header off the post, comes back to Watkins. And he's hit the woodwork again. It comes to Kamara now. Out to McGinn. McGinn looking to get the ball in, but has to go back now to Matty Cash. Cash forced back well by Livramento. But Villa hit the post again. Nobody picked Ollie Watkins up. A free header. Long ball into the penalty area again. Murphy is there. Just heads it straight in the air to Asensio. And now Watkins again. Edge of the box. Huge scramble. And eventually Fabian Schär puts his foot through it. We are defensively all over the place today. Now Isak trying to break away. Good defending by Kamara to stop him. But Ollie Watkins will be sort of looking at the heavens thinking, how the hell? Just nobody marking him. Just peeled away. And a free header. And luckily for us, it comes back off the post. Right off the middle of the post as well. So it didn't have a chance of bouncing in. But we are very fortunate again. Terrible defending. Terrible. All over the place at the minute at the back. Defensively, the whole team. But we survive. And it's still 1-1. Here is Toon Army. Kieran Trippier now. And Toon Army breaking forward. He's got Jacob Murphy in support. Toon Army again. Right by the touchline. And wins a throw into Newcastle. Kieran Trippier gives him a shout just to slow things up. Bruno now. Joe Linton leaves it for Harvey Barnes. Barnes has Livramento, but goes inside to Joe Linton. Joe Linton now down the line for Livramento. Wins a corner. Nice play. I just thought Joe Linton could maybe have played Harvey Barnes in there. There was an opportunity. But I don't think he saw the run of Barnes and went to Livramento instead. Little bit overhit. But Tino did well there to win the corner. Now, can Newcastle produce something from a dead ball situation here? 29 minutes gone. Villa 1, Newcastle United 1 at Villa Park. Live on the Toon Review. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Please do keep subscribing if you're new to the channel. Short corner. Toon Army. Back to Trippier. First time cross to the back post. There's men there. Flicked away. And it's gone out for a goal kick off Bruno. Damn it. But there is just, when we come forward, there is a little spark there to say that we can get goals. It's just we've been awful defending. That's better from Dan Burn, standing up really well there on Rodgers. Now, Livramento. Barnes. Lovely ball inside for Joe Linton. Joe Linton's static, though. He's not moving. Livramento again. Barnes. Heavily pressed by Cash, but Barnes holds him off well. Back to Sandro Tonali. Tonali, just on the halfway line now for Newcastle. Schär, back to Tonali. Looking for an out ball, but doesn't get it. Trippier. And now Fabian Schär is going to go all the way back here. No, he's not. He's gone to Bruno. Bruno needs to be careful again in that position where he's being pressed, but this time got rid of the ball. Pope. To Burn. Burn, nice play by Newcastle. Now Livramento can get on his bike. Little 1-2 with Harvey Barnes. That's a lovely play from Newcastle. And Livramento is away down the left-hand side. Kamara gets back. Livramento, it's blocked by Kamara for another Newcastle corner. This is better from the Toon Army now. Brilliant little 1-2 between Livramento and Barnes. And Tino showing his pace down the left-hand side. Kamara got back, though, to intercept, and it's out for a corner. Tyndall still doesn't look a very happy man at all, though. And I think he's got one or two things to say to the defenders at halftime. But 31 minutes gone now. Still 1-1 and another corner for Newcastle United. Trippier to take it again. Can we make one of these count here? Trippier with a corner. Again, this time straight down the throat of Emi Martinez. Try something. Give Toon Army a chance on these set pieces, man. For Christ's sake. Martinez plays it very quickly out to Ollie Watkins, who is going to keep the ball in play. It's a wonderful ball from Martinez. Now Shea trying to keep an eye on Watkins. Toon Army comes across. He was caught very late there, Toon Army, by John McGinn. You dirty bastard. How is he not being given as a foul for that? That was a terrible challenge by John McGinn. Toon Army plays it out for a corner, but he's caught so late by McGinn. Well, I mean, McGinn, to be fair, looking back, didn't really make a challenge. Sandro's made the most of that, so I'll take that one back. Not that I do many times, but I will this time. Tielemans with a corner for Villa now. Short corner, John McGinn in the penalty area. Can't quite get a crossing. Spins away from Murphy, but Murphy stuck with him. And another corner to Aston Villa. Murphy's not been in the game much at all in this first half. Murphy and Isak have been very, very quiet, but to be honest, we've been defending most of the half. Isak certainly had nothing to feed on. Corner for Villa again. This time floated in. Joe Linton is there to head it away. It's a good, strong header by Joe Linton. Tielemans again whips across in. Again, this time it's Fabian Schär. Now it falls at the feet of Toon Army, and he gets Newcastle United on the attack straight away down the left-hand side, already into Villa's half. Great, powerful run by Sandro. Now Livramento. Joe Linton can turn. Plays it out to the right-hand side now to Trippier, who's in a lot of space. Lays it down the line for Murphy. Murphy crosses it in. It's a very deep cross again. Matty Cash heads it away. Comes to Joe Linton. And now to Isak. Isak on the edge of the penalty area for Newcastle. Waiting for runners. Keeps it. Now Toon Army. Toon Army will hit it. It's a great save by Martinez. Down to his left. I'm not sure whether it took a little bit of a deflection, but it's a brilliant save by Martinez. Wonderful hit by Toon Army. I don't think it took a deflection. It was just a brilliant hit along the ground. Get a better angle here. No, that's a great shot. And it's a really good save to his left by Martinez. He had to make it because it was going into the corner. And again, Newcastle just saying, hey, we're still in this game. It's still 1-1. Everything to play for. And I tell you what, they're just creeping back into it a little bit, Newcastle. I worry defensively, but going forward, we actually, we're trying. Trippier will take the corner this time on the far side. Dan Burn gets a head on it, but really, it's a terrible corner again. I mean, we're just making nothing of these corners. Absolutely nothing. Dreadful ball in again. I mean, literally asking the world of Dan Burn to get to that. So disappointing. God almighty. We've got to try something different on these corners, a different player. Martinez with the goal kick. Well taken by Trippier. Chests it down. Straight back on the attack. Now Isak. Comes deep for the ball this time. Isak takes on Tielemans. Brilliant from Isak, but he's gone too far. Felt he was pulled back there, but he's not going to get the free kick. And it's a goal kick. Very frustrating 35 minutes so far for Isak. Tielemans, there's no pull there. Isak's just lost the ball and he's not happy about it and tries to get a free kick. But he's had a very, very frustrating afternoon so far, not been involved much at all. But we know with Isak, he doesn't need to be involved. He just needs to do one magical thing. Villa take the goal kick short and try and play out this time. Newcastle are ready for that. Tyrone Mings now will go long. This time, Trippier steps in front of Watkins. Good header by Bruno. Joe Linton. Now Livramento again. Livramento on his bike. He's got Barnes to his left. Here is Barnes. Harvey Barnes now. He's got two Villa players to deal with. Gets it back nicely to Joe Linton. Inside for Bruno. Back to Toon Army. Toon Army was looking for a hit that from Bruno, but it was a poor pass. Now Murphy to the byline. And well blocked by Maatsen. Murphy couldn't get the ball in there. Disappointing that he couldn't get a cross in. And he's lost the ball there as well. He's not had a great half, Jacob Murphy. Tielemans now for Villa. Good ball to Kamara. Kamara now to the left-hand side to John McGinn. McGinn heading towards goal now. McGinn heads a shot. It's a good save by Nick Pope. In fact, it was Rodgers now on the left. They keep swapping. But Fabian Schär, I don't know if that's a tactic or not. Just let Rodgers walk in. He just stands off, and lets Rodgers hit it. I mean, Nick Pope shouldn't be beaten at the near post like that anyway. It's a good, solid 2 hands on it. But it's a corner to Villa again. I mean, defensively, we're all over the place, guys. John Cook with a super chat. Villa mix up their set plays while we just telegraph out to the opposition. Total waste. Set pieces have been absolutely hideous in this first half from us. Now the corner again, whipped in towards the near post. Pope kind of gets in the way of it, and it's smashed away by Newcastle. Maatsen, heavily pressed by Barnes. Barnes does really well, but then Barnes is brought down, and the referee says no free kick. And Villa back in possession now with Konsa in the centre circle. Took his eye off the ball. It rolls to Matty Cash. Newcastle again letting Villa have the ball here in their own half, just knocking it around. Tyrone Mings on the halfway line. Leaves it for Tielemans now. Tielemans clips the ball over the top again. Schär with a header, but it goes straight to John McGinn. But Tonali strong in the challenge there. Nice turn by Joe Linton. Brilliant from Big Joe. Bruno taken down. Free kick to Newcastle. No, he's played on. Well, I thought that was a foul on Bruno, but apparently the referee says he took a dive. And it's Maatsen now on the left-hand side for Villa. Back to Tielemans and Maatsen again. Tielemans. Well, do you know what? I mean, Bruno, he obviously ran into problems there. Tried to win a free kick, and the referee wasn't being fooled by it. Oh, dear. Here's Tielemans. Now Maatsen. Gives it out wide for Rodgers now. Rodgers to Tielemans. Maatsen just trying to get they're trying to work an angle for a cross here. Tielemans. Maatsen again. Little 1-2, but again, good covering by Murphy and Trippier, not allowing the cross to come in. And eventually Bruno is back there helping out as well. Throw in taken very quickly. Tielemans. Back to Rodgers. Tielemans. Spins. And now Maatsen again. The three of them playing a triangle down the left-hand side at the moment, keeping the ball very well. Kamara. Tielemans sees the run of Matty Cash, tries drilling it over. He's overhit it though, and it's out for a Newcastle goal kick. It's a very strange first half, this, guys, because I think we've looked okay at certain times attacking, but defensively, so many times Villa just opening us up like a can of worms, man. But Tielemans, for me, he's getting way too much of the ball at the minute. He's sort of dictating a lot of the play. And we were hoping he was going to have a quiet game today, but he isn't. And he is the main man for Villa. You know, he's unlocking doors. He's playing balls through and over the top. That's good control by Joe Linton from the goal kick. Sticks that big ass out, preventing John McGinn getting to the ball. And now Tonali able to turn. Trippier's made a good run down the right-hand side. Tonali hits him with a good ball. Trippier now fires it over looking for Jacob Murphy. Mings is there, though. Murphy just can't get into this game at all. Good play by Bruno now. Byrne comes to the left, sends it out to Harvey Barnes, who's got a bit of space to run into. Joe Linton's ahead of him. Barnes says, keep going, though. Plays a ball looking for Isak. Wasn't a great ball, that. And easily cleared by Villa. Now Rodgers. Lovely turn. Come on, Jacob. You've got to make a tackle. Oh, he's just danced around Murphy there. Joe Linton eventually Villa get a free kick. And I think Joe Linton is going to get a booking. An accumulation of fouls for Big Joe in the first half. And finally, the referee is going to show the yellow card. Joe Linton lies on his haunches. He knows what's coming. But Murphy there was so weak in the challenge on Rodgers. Just spins away from him. That's lazy from Murphy, that. Rodgers got round and Murphy just stops running. He's not having a great game, Jacob Murphy, at all at the minute. Not at all. Narek with a super chat. Trippier looks fatigued. Murphy not helping. Well, all the Villa attacks have come down our right-hand side. That says it all for me at the minute, the way the first half's gone. Tielemans with a free kick for Aston Villa. A few minutes to half-time. It's still 1-1. Please keep subscribing if you're new to the channel, guys. Bottom right-hand corner. Come and be part of an incredible community here on the Toon Review. And the free kick is god-awful. Straight down the throat of Nick Pope. And he takes it quite nicely. I think Jason Tyndall's got his work. He's really got his work cut out in this half-time interval. Because he needs to get some of these players going. Now Murphy, he overshot that and he's played a ball across to absolutely nobody. And Martinez now has the ball for Villa. Slips while he takes the goal kick, but he's managed to find another ball to Ollie Watkins, who's running a chair again. Watkins, left foot, didn't catch it at all, and it's gone wide for a goal kick. But so many times here, Ollie Watkins getting the ball, and we're just backing off him. It's literally just back off until he shoots. I mean, Fabian Schär there dives in at the last minute when he knows that Ollie Watkins is going to shoot, but he's not going to get the ball. Not quite sure I know what kind of tactics we're playing here, but Ollie Watkins, we're just seeing the deflected goal. I mean, but again, we just back off. We just back off and back off. And of course, Ollie Watkins has hit the bar and he's also hit the post. He's been all over for Aston Villa. I think him and Tielemans are definitely the standout players in this first half. Rodgers now spins away from Tonali. Plays a lovely ball through, but Dan Burn read that brilliantly. Now Bruno. Murphy. Good ball to Isak. Isak down the right-hand side. Barnes is making great headway. Isak doesn't cross it. What can he do with it? Isak, little 1-2 with Bruno. Isak volleys it across. Comes to Livramento. Livramento, it's blocked. I'm not sure whether it was heading in or not. And we really are giving Villa the run around here. Livramento goes down. I don't know what happened there. I really don't. He fell over. I'm not sure whether he thought, the goalkeeper's going to come and clatter me here, so I'll fall over. I don't know why he didn't stay on his feet. Big opportunity again for Newcastle. In fact, it's Tonali. I'm not sure what Tonali's doing. He hits the floor, so I presume he's tripped over himself there, Tonali. Villa coming back again. Watkins in the penalty area. Goes on his left foot again. Fabian Schär gets a foot in. And he's kicking off with Ollie Watkins about taking a dive. It's a goal kick. Watkins looks a bit perplexed. Newcastle are furious. VAR going to look at the penalty incident. Trippier is absolutely raging that Ollie Watkins took a dive there. Let's have another look at this. It's Fabian Schär he's going against. Oh, it's well and truly a dive. Well and truly a dive. That's a shocker. That's a shocker from Watkins. Should be booked for that. No way in hell is that a penalty. How is he not booking Ollie Watkins for that? If it's not a penalty, it's a fucking dive. Anyway, Len Simmons with a super chat. We're letting them run at us. Yeah, you're right, Len. They are. Just running at us. 45 minutes are up here. Just went to see 3 minutes of additional time. Barnes does really well, but there's not much support for him at all. Barnes then sticks a leg in and Tielemans goes down. Free kick to Villa. I don't understand that, because if that's not a penalty, then how is Watkins throwing himself to the floor? Shocking. Tyrone Mings now for Villa, back to Martinez. I mean, we're wide open defensively, guys. I mean, going forwards, it's not too bad. Murphy hasn't played well. Isak's not been in the game at all. Bruno's done well there, but Isak's just like a statue here. He's not, I don't know. Oh, Bruno's done brilliantly there. Hopefully I put the kiss of death on things, but he is Livramento now, edge of the box. Livramento inside. Oh, why didn't you shoot Tino? Bruno will, but he's over the bar. Tino gave himself a brilliant space there to hit a shot, but he didn't. He plays it across to Bruno, and Bruno fires it over. I'm not sure what Bruno was doing with that shot, to be honest. It was a really poor hit. But again, you know, it's fair to say that we can ask questions of Villa at the other end. It's just we're standing off Ollie Watkins so much. Tyndall barking the orders out here. I mean, he'll be damn happy to go in 1-1. And we've created chances, don't get me wrong, but Villa, my God, they've hit the woodwork twice, and we just stand off Ollie Watkins and say, yeah, just go on, son, have a shot. Murphy now for Newcastle. And he's gone down, and he's won a free kick. I mean, he just hasn't been in the game, Jacob Murphy. He can't get crosses into the box. Really disappointing. And Isak's done out either. I want to see a bit more physicality from Isak, trying to win the ball on the press like Harvey Barnes is doing, like Joe Linton's doing, like Bruno's doing. Try and get the ball. Final 30 seconds of injury time. Oh, that's a missed kick by Matty Cash. And now Isak to the left of the penalty area. Isak cuts in on his right foot, lays it back now to Barnes, back to Isak. Isak trying to look for a way through, but he's trying to go through John McGinn. It's not going to happen. And eventually cleared up the line by Villa. And that should be it for the first half. Ollie Watkins has lost the ball. But the 3 minutes of additional time are up, and the referee blows to the halftime whistle. Really strange first half, that, because you're kind of thinking, well, Villa should be out of sight. If we're openly honest, they should be completely out of sight. The opportunities they've had, Watkins hit the bar, he's hit the post. We're just letting them run at us, completely run at us, and I don't know why. I don't know what the tactic is as to why we're letting a striker his quality just run at us without stopping him before he gets to the penalty area. Because right now we're letting him run straight into the penalty area. We're letting him have a shot and say, go on, take a pot, son. And for me, that's not good enough, guys. It's just not good enough. Isak is getting nothing from Murphy. Need to bring on Gordon on the right. Len Simmons says, how come you didn't read out my paid comment? Len, I did. I said we're letting them run at us. I did read it out. I think you need to open your ears up a bit, Len. Instead of putting capital letters shouting at me, I did read your super chat. Would go Gordon and Kraft for Murphy and Trippier, if any changes for me. Jake says the ref's been shocking. Bruno and Isak were awful. And where are the defenders? I mean, Isak's not in the game at all. He's just not in the game. Full stop. He can't get a hold of the ball. And when he does, he's lost it twice. But he's getting no service. There's no crosses coming into the area. When we do have set pieces from corners, they've been god awful. I mean, back to the days of god awful with the set pieces. You know, I'm not gonna blow smoke up anyone's ass when they're just as bad as that. The corners have been terrible, but we have looked dangerous at times, and that's what's really keeping me going here. The fact that we have looked dangerous. We just need to rapidly improve at the back, because at the back we're all over the place. Paul says, "Phew, the fast-paced game we expected, but should we be defending better than we are?" Yes. Absolutely, we should. Keith Truscott says, we look sluggish, running in treacle in all positions. Another case of lack of depth, looking tired. Ronan says, Murphy, Bruno, Trips and Cher are killing us. That whole right side is asleep. Wake up. I expect more from Bruno in particular. Stato joins me. Alex, I mean, we've looked okay going forward at times, but defensively, we are having a shocker.
I mean, it's something we referenced in the preview that we had a long line of defensive issues before the cup final. Little bit wobbly against Brentford, and then we managed to stabilise it somewhat in recent weeks. And like I said, we referenced this in the preview. Villa are a much better side than any side we've played since the cup final. So if it was ever going to be kind of highlighted, it was going to be in this game. A few tactical issues, a few things that I would imagine Jason Tyndall's going to tweak at half time. Kieran Trippier overcommitting, not necessarily his fault, just instructional. It's how we build. A lot of joy on their left wing. Fabian Schär having to deal with a lot. Of course, his own yellow card was his own fault, but doing a lot of wide cover, he's having to put in a lot of hard work. And Villa arguably have been better than us. Well, I say arguably. I mean, they've had more XG, more possession, more shots. They've hit the bar twice. It was a lucky goal, but the rest of the control, I think, warrants in the goal. And then we were just quite clinical with ours.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly. So 1-1 is good for us at this point, I think.
I don't understand this thing about letting Ollie Watkins run at them, Alex. Fair enough, run at them till they get to at least near the penalty area, but they're allowing him to run into the penalty area and have a shot. I don't get that.
So we're numbers down on that side when that's happening. It's naive in the build-up. There were the last time it happened, from what I can remember, it was a Martinez goal kick, and he played it to a centre half. They played 1, 2, 3 passes, and then it was a long ball over the top from, I think, one of the centre halves. Yeah. And I couldn't see Kieran Trippier in the picture. I don't know where he was. I think he'd gone high to contest, which again was maybe instructional. And then they just had a free run. Asensio had so much joy on the left, as did Watkins. We need to, whatever's going on that side, it needs tweaking hugely. Whether it's Bruno changes how he's gonna defend in that kind of instance, Trippier as well. We need to adjust that. That's a huge problem for us. It will be adjusted at halftime, I have no doubt. But we are really good going forward. I have no doubt that we've got another goal in us if we keep going. This is why it's a really good game, because both of us can score goals. It's a bit of a coin flip, and it's a bit of a maybe who's going to do the tactical changes correctly at halftime. Of course, Tyndall is just the assistant manager, so Emery really should have the goods on him in terms of experience. But we'll wait and see. We've got some great players that can shine anyway, so it's very up in the air at the moment who's going to get the points from this game.
Len Simmons with another super chat saying 1-1. Wow, we are lucky. Looks like I am behind somehow in my watching. It's fine, matey. Just seeing the first goal there again, Alex. Tonali does really well beating Watkins to the ball originally. Watkins forces him into the corner. It's a poor clearance by Tonali, straight to Tielemans. And then nobody picks the run of Watkins up. Had Schär not blocked that, it was straight in the arms of Nick Pope. But Schär's got to try and block the shot.
It's a lucky goal. It is what it is. It is what it is. They didn't deserve that goal, but they were unfortunate to not have gotten a goal in other attacks, i.e. the ones they hit the post twice. So the goal is fair because they've done enough to warrant a goal. Whatever. If you do enough attacks, you're going to get lucky with some goals. We got a goal off Mark Gahey the other day in an own goal. It happens. If you're putting enough danger into the box, you're going to get that sometimes. So they do deserve their goal, maybe not in that phase. And I think we deserve ours. It was very clinical. It was a fantastic delivery from Harvey Barnes. It was really good from Fabian Schär, who's had a strange first half because he's been poor in some regards. Good at maybe not giving away the penalty. Great for getting a goal.
Can you tell me how that wasn't a yellow card, Alex? If that's not a penalty,
or Asensio?
No, the dive from Watkins on with
Watkins. Sorry, not Asensio. Yeah, I mean, if he's saying no pen, then he's got to give the yellow. Really, I don't really understand. Again, if I don't understand the rules correctly, then maybe somebody does who can put it in the chat. But if it's not a pen, it's a yellow card and a dive.
It has to be. Why has he gone down? It's madness. We've got another super chat from Ronan. Bruno has to do more. Haven't seen him help us out when they break on us. Not good enough. Well, Barnes has been the one for me as the front three who's looked the more dangerous out the front three, Alex. But when the ball is dropping to Bruno, he's not. I don't think Bruno's been too bad, if I'm openly honest. I think he's. Could he be in the game more? Absolutely. But it's defensively that I'm more worried about us.
Yeah, I think Bruno needs to do a lot more defensively, but that maybe is an instructional and a tactical shift. I would like a bit more from Bruno, personally, off of this game, because there have been a few little exchanges in midfield where Villa have come away with the ball. And I'd rather that was us. I'm sure we all would. So I'd like us to do a little bit more. I think Joe Linton and Toon Army are giving it all of the beans. Yep. I think Bruno needs to find his tin opener because he's not giving us all of the beans yet. He's doing fine, but I want a bit more umph.
He's doing fine, but it's not good enough to what we expect.
Well, if we want to beat a team as good as Aston Villa, let's not forget they just beat PSG in their previous fixture. I appreciate they lost on aggregate over the 2 legs, but they had a fantastic win at Villa Park. It's a really good team in a very noisy stadium. This is a hard place to go and get wins, and we're going to have to play better if we want to get 3 points. Because odds on, if we have a second half identical to that, they were marginally better, they might get the 3 points. We've got to be careful. We've got to respond properly, tweak well. Gordon could be important in the second half, possibly Willock, and now that Joe Linton's on a yellow. So we need to make sure we come out and do a little bit better in the second half. Tactical tweaks are going to be key, I think, and maybe trying to engineer a shot, because I think a few of the lads are maybe not. We just keep recycling it to Isak goes to Barnes goes central, Livramento's scared to pull the trigger, goes central. Just pull the trigger. Tonali tried it. It was a great shot. Got us a corner. Martinez was at full stretch. We're doing well, but we're not going to get the 3 points, I don't think, unless we need a little bit more of a push and a little bit of a tactical tweak. But it's a great game so far, and I'm not upset by really much of the officiating or it's 2 really good sides, and it's a coin flip at this point. So we'll have to see.
Trolls with a super chat saying the lads need to get their heads straight and do the job for the fans, and how. Let's go. But when we equalised, Alex, we were all like overjoyed, and then literally Villa comes straight down the other end, and Asensio misses what was a tap in. How he's not put that in, I never know, but just careless, really careless. And that's what we've got to improve on. DK35 with the super chat. Can we discuss our Brazilians shooting? It hasn't been great. David with a super chat. It's all mental. The early goal affected our confidence. I believe in this team. Need a boost in halftime team talk. Let's go, Toon. Yeah, it's still all to play for. I mean, it's 1-1 at the end of the day. And again, despite the fact that, we've let them in a few times defensively, it's still 1-1, Alex. It's still all to play for.
It is, and it's going to be a very interesting second half. Because like I said, we've got some tactics to tweak, and we've both got interesting players to come off the bench as well. They've got a much more confident and informed Marcus Rashford. We've got Anthony Gordon. So it's going to be very similar in, we tag someone else in, they can do quite similar. So I think this is one of the games where it's impossible to predict. It really is. If you get this right, you've had an absolute fantastic prediction, because this is so... It's really hard to know if Tyndall's going to tweak it right, if the players are going to sink their chances. It's really difficult to know. But I think at a minimum, what I said in the preview is I'd be happy if we walk away with any points from this fixture based on how good Villa are at the moment and this season. And I think I stand by that. I think if we come out with a point, we've done all right. It will put us on a nice even 60 points on 33 games played. Of course, 3 would be fantastic. We should always try and go for the win. It's what Eddie Howe states is his game plan. He always wants to win. So, of course, we'll try that, but we'll have to see.
Yeah. Clarkie's been a member for 15 months on the channel. He says Gordon has a point to prove. Yeah, I mean, that's the whole point of being fired up coming off the bench and wanting. And this game is screaming for somebody to come and change it up a little bit. So, Gordon, I would actually take Murphy off, Alex. I think Murphy's been poor.
Well, it's been the substitute of choice recently, hasn't it? Where Murphy comes off, Gordon will go back to his natural left wing position, and he'll move Barnes over to the right hand side. Albeit we did shift to a 4-4-2. I'm not sure that's the best course of action at the moment. But I would be shocked if we don't see that at some point in the second half. Gordon comes on. Barnes shifts over to the right. Willock for Joe Linton seems like a natural substitution with the fact that Joe Linton's now on a yellow. Although it's fine. Keep him on for as long as we can, because until he starts getting a bit gassed, because Joe Linton's great. But Willock and Gordon, I think, are going to be important in the second half. The rest of the bench, no disrespect to the rest of the bench, if one of them can make an impact, great, but I'm not expecting it. It's those two that I would imagine going to have the greatest impact if they can do something. If Wilson can come on and shut us up, then that'd be great. Not as likely, but hopefully. Maybe Miley, possibly, but it's going to be Gordon or Willock for me that are the difference makers.
Yeah. I think it's the kind of game that I think Joe Willock could make a huge impact in. Absolutely huge impact. But we'll see what he does. Anyway, matey, we'll see you back at full time.
Yeah, hopefully with some form of points, 1 or 3. See you soon, everyone.
Cheers, mate. So Alex will be back at full time. So just getting ready to get going in the second half. Thank you to everybody that has so far subscribed today. Much appreciated. Welcome to all our new subscribers. If you haven't done so yet, please hit that button. It's free to do so. And don't forget to hit the notification bell as well so you never miss an upload or a live show. And keep those likes coming in, guys. Massively important that we keep those coming in. Very, very important for the channel. And, of course, thank you to channel sponsor Mamaroo Records, based in Whitley Bay, for all your music needs. If you can't get into the town centre to Mamaroo's shop, check them out online. It is pinned at the top of the description. And everyone, Villa just waiting to make their way out. See Newcastle in the background as well. Trolls has been a member for 39 months on the channel. Thank you, bud. Hope Asula comes on and not Wilson when it's time. Trolls, we know that won't happen. I'm sorry, mate. But Wilson will probably be the first choice. As Villa head back out onto the pitch first for the second half. Remember, if you are ahead of me, please do pause yourself before kick-off. And I'll say, right, we're underway on here. We should still be in sync, actually, because if you did that at the start, we should all be in sync anyway. But if you're not, just pause before kick-off and then hit that play button when I say, right, we're underway. And then, of course, we're all in sync. No spoilers again in the chat, please. Throughout the second half. Wait until I've commentated and then we can all discuss it in the live chat. Marco is a new member of the channel. It might be a renewal, but thank you anyway, Marco, for your support. Welcome back to Members Club. As Graham Jones has now made his way down to the bench to be alongside the manager, or shall I say the assistant manager, but he is the manager technically for today. As we'll look at Isak, who had a very, very quiet first half. We've got over 3,600 people watching across YouTube and X. Like I said, please do subscribe if you're new. And if you're on X, hop over to YouTube, get yourself subscribed. We are a rapidly growing Newcastle community here. Ready for the second half. It will be Villa to get us underway, and we're off for the second half. Here we go. Will it be more of the same, or will we see a different Newcastle United in this second half? Immediately, Villa play it long. Trippier with a header. Murphy miskicks. Drops for Tielemans. He gets there before Alexander Isak. But Newcastle pressing Villa hard there at the start of this second half. But Villa play it out nicely. Tielemans again. Across to Kamara. Closed down by Joe Linton, but steps aside from the big Brazilian, who's got to be careful now, of course, on a yellow card. Trippier read that really well, and Newcastle bring it away with Bruno. Fires it out to the left-hand side. It's a good ball to Livramento, who can get on his bike a little bit here. Get Newcastle forward. Goes round McGinn. Great play by Livramento, still on his feet. Livramento does really well. Looks for the support now. Gets it from Sandro Tonali. Tonali. Share. Switches back to Dan Burn. Burn has Barnes in support. Harvey Barnes now running at Matty Cash. Barnes, couple of step overs. Just got a toe in there. John McGinn took it off Barnes. And now Camera tries to clear for Villa. They eventually do. And a long ball again for Ollie Watkins, who holds it up really well. And Tonali's got it now. No foul, said the referee. I thought he was going to blow there. Again, Watkins looking for a foul, throwing himself to the floor. I don't like that from Ollie Watkins. He's better than that. He doesn't have to keep doing that. Here's Murphy. Trippier. Little 1-2 with Murphy now. Murphy at the byline. He's got Rodgers all over the back of him. And it's a throw into Aston Villa in the corner. Nothing really effective from Jacob there. Matson taking forever to get on with his throw-in. Up the line it goes. Trippier's header. Bruno and Murphy. Oh, dear me. It's one of them games at the minute for Jacob, I'm afraid. But he does well there, closing down Matson. And a throw into Villa again. Toon Army pressing hard there. Oh, he's done well, Toon Army. He's done really well, Toon Army. Now Joe Linton, he plays it wide for Livramento. Livramento's got Barnes on the overlap. Finds Barnes. But again, I think Tino could have took that in and hit it with his left. Barnes does well to get a cross in though. Mings heads it away. Joe Linton tries to get first to it. Good play by Asensio. And he gets Villa back on the attack now with McGinn. Now Rodgers blasting over the halfway line. Villa have already got Watkins ahead of them. It's a good ball to Watkins. Burn comes across. Watkins forced to this near side. Back now for Matson. Inside for Tielemans. Tielemans to Matson. And again, they're just playing little 1-2s again, waiting for somebody to make a run. Burn follows the run of Watkins. And now Trippier. Up the line for Murphy. Murphy's got to be very careful here. And gets a good ball. That's nice by Newcastle. Great ball by Toon Army to Isak. Isak, that's garbage. Absolutely garbage from Isak. Just rolls it straight back to John McGinn. Isak not at the races at all today, guys. I love the guy, but he's having a stinker. He's having an absolute stinker right now. Villa get the ball back with Mings across to Konsa. I mean, I don't know, you know, some people might not like it criticizing Isak because he's done so well for us. Of course he has, but I'm not going to lie when I see him have a poor game. What's the point of doing that? But Newcastle coming back anyway now with Murphy down the right-hand side. Murphy's ball in. It was a very, very tasty one, but this time I think it was Mings got it away, and now Matson, but only as far as Murphy again. Murphy skips into the box. Murphy back to Bruno. Bruno goes down, but he's still going. Bruno trying to get in there on Martinez and forced out eventually. And the Argentine keeper gets there first. I think Bruno was just trying to barge his way in there. But that's better from Jacob Murphy anyhow. Tielemans rolls it into Rodgers. Rodgers, though. Oh, he's got away from Toon Army. Nice player. Tries to slide it in for John McGinn. Nick Pope didn't commit. And eventually sticks his leg out and it goes behind for a corner. I thought Nick Pope was going to dive on the ball there. He decided not to. And McGinn, oh, I tell you what, that's not... I mean, if you're a goalkeeper there, you come out and win that ball. But he stands up to McGinn instead and then gets a shin on it and it's out for a corner. I mean, anybody that watches this channel on a regular basis knows that we're very honest here. We won't blow smoke up arses for no reason at all. You know, we'll call a spade. And when a player's not playing a great game, we'll say it. In comes the corner for Villa. All the way at the back post. And Newcastle could break here. If Barnes can get the ball, he can. But there's nobody up with him. So he goes back to Trippier, who fires a ball. Not a great one, that. And Rodgers intercepts for Villa. And now Tielemans again. Villa just knocking it around at the back here now. Mings on the halfway line to Matson. Matson inside for Tielemans. Matty Cash has made a good run on the right-hand side. Livermento got sucked in a little bit there. And Cash now trying to drive past Tino, but he can't get past him. And Tino, unfortunately, can't keep the ball in. It's a corner to Villa. A little bit of cramp maybe there on Tino. Did so well to get back there because initially he got pulled inside and the ball went over the top of him to Matty Cash, but Livramento had great pace getting back there, but it's another corner. I mean, the thing is, when you talk about a player like Isak not playing very well, he just needs that one chance, though, doesn't he? He just needs one chance in front of goal because he's lethal. Corner to Villa. In it comes again. It's flicked on. It's off the line by Toon Army. Comes back to Maatsen. I'm not sure what the hell that was, but it certainly wasn't a shot. And now Barnes does really well. Back to Murphy. Murphy's back in the left-back position here. McGinn comes in very strongly and out for a goal kick to Newcastle. But it was flicked on. I think it was Tielemans got the flick on. And was it? I'm not sure it was going in, but Toon Army had to go and get that ball anyway. Yeah, it was going wide. But Toon Army wasn't to know that. Got his foot in the way. Maatsen followed it up, tried to hit it, and just completely sliced the ball across the box. Oh, dear. I think Toon Army wanted to play the ball out there. He was screaming for Bruno to come back, but Nick Pope goes long looking for Joe Linton. He's beaten in the air by Camera. Headed on. Now Isak flicks it on. But unfortunately, he flicks it to where there is no white Newcastle United shirt. Oh, again, pressing on Conser. That's better from Newcastle. Almost getting the ball there. Martinez. And again, Villa managed to play it out. And McGinn steps inside. McGinn now. And Watkins had stopped running. I think Watkins thought he might have been offside there. I'm not sure he was, to be fair. But we get the ball back now with Trippier. And the question for me is, how long does Jason Tindall wait before actually making a change? George, I really don't care whether it's Camara or Camera. It doesn't matter, really, does it? Is it offending you that much? I'll call him Camera now, though. Here's Byrne. Livramento. No space for him for anything else but a pass back to Dan Byrne. He then plays a diagonal, beautiful ball to Kieran Trippier. Trippier now in a bit of space. Down the line for Murphy. Murphy cuts inside. Maatsen is all over him, and Maatsen's pinched the ball off him, but the referee's blown for a foul. Luckily for us there, because Villa were in there, had that not been a foul. But the referee dubbed that Maatsen took the play before the ball. Tindall in conversation again with the video coach there. Shea takes the free kick now to Dan Byrne. Back to Shea. Trippier again down the line for Murphy. Murphy able to turn this time, but Maatsen again. Murphy's just not... I mean, look, we need to make the change there. Murphy's not playing well today. And now Maatsen down the left-hand side again. Plays it back, but behind Rodgers, and Bruno brings it away. Bruno tackled, though. Loses the ball in a very dangerous place. And this is Rodgers. Good block, Fabian Schär. Really, really good block. But again, Bruno falling asleep on the edge of his area, trying to hold on to the ball too long. Camera now to Maatsen. Camera again. Looking for movement in front of him. To be fair, there's not much. Now Asensio. Skips away from Bruno, but referee says that's a foul. And Bruno getting very frustrated here, because I think that's the second time Asensio's thrown himself to the floor to win the free kick. I mean, there's no foul there. There is no foul. That was a dive by Asensio, and I understand Bruno's frustration. Jared Gillett has been sucked in so many times by these diving Villa players. It's annoying. Really annoying. And it's ended up being a free kick in a very, very good position for Aston Villa. But Bruno nearly cost us a goal there, guys. He, again, tackled on near the edge of the box. And Fabian Schär, some brilliant defending to dive in while Rodgers just tried to get a shot away. It was a brilliant block. Asensio with a free kick now for Villa. Curled into the penalty area, headed on by Mings, but it's way off target. And a goal kick to Newcastle. But I think Tyndall's got to make a change on this right-hand side because Murphy, he's not at the races today, guys. Nothing at all from Jacob Murphy. He's losing the ball. He's not been effective the other way. And we've got Anthony Gordon sitting there who is raring to go. We have to utilize these substitutions when it's needed. Just over 57 minutes gone. It's still 1-1 at Villa Park. Long goal kick from Nick Pope. Looking for the flick on from Joe Linton. He does get there this time, but Isak just doesn't respond. He just does not respond to it. Tielemans now. John McGinn brings it forward for Villa over the halfway line. Out to Maatsen. Inside again to Tielemans. Again, Villa just knocking it around, waiting for that final ball to come where they see a runner up front, whether it be Watkins, Asensio, Rodgers. There it is. That's a foul by Bruno again, but Matty Cash now. Great tackle, Dan Burn. And I think that should be a Newcastle goal kick as well. But I think he's pulled the play back for a foul on McGinn. Oh, fuck off, referee, will you? I mean, where is the... dear. I mean, Bruno is losing his head a little bit, actually. He's starting to lose his head. I think he knows he's not playing too grand today. He's getting frustrated. And he's making late tackles. I mean, there was a knee in the back there of McGinn. And Jared Gillett having a word with Bruno again. How Bruno hasn't been booked in this game, I'll never know, to be fair. Ronan says, Bruno, man, we're moments from being down to 10 men. Well, he hasn't been booked yet, but rash tackles, man. Rash tackles. Tielemans now with the free kick. Played it short. He's got it back again. Now it's floated into the penalty area. Trippier gets a head on it. Rodgers picks it up on this near side. Rodgers back to Maatsen. First time cross. Nick Pope has come. And Nick Pope claims did very well there because he was challenged by Ollie Watkins. As Watkins tracks him out to the edge of the box. But it's a good throw by Nick Pope to get Trippier underway. Sorry, Livramento, but he's tackled. Give it to Barnes, man. Anyway, Asensio for Villa. Inside for Tielemans. Livramento has got back in position. But Tielemans is pulling all the strings for Villa in the middle. Camera's trying to get it and then just gives it back to Tielemans for that killer pass. But at the minute, they're not getting through. Good pressing again from Newcastle this time, but it's out to Tyrone Mings on the halfway line to this left-hand side. Maatsen. Inside he goes again to Tielemans. Camera. There is players making a run here, and one of them is McGinn, and somehow Nick Pope just puts out an arm and it hits him and saves. Rodgers now on the edge of the box, straight into the arms of Nick Pope. How the hell are we not losing this game? I never know. I mean, McGinn there, Nick Pope just sort of sticks an arm out. But why? Right through the middle as well. Right through the middle. How has he been allowed to do that? And somehow we survive again. Bruno now to Isak. Plays it out wide to Trippier. Trippier first time for Murphy. Murphy's got to get on his bike here. Murphy pulls it back across. It's intercepted by Camera. And Martinez picks the ball up. I mean, just get him off. Ronan says, are we bothered this half? Wake up. Well, we're not offering anything at the minute. It's quite blatant to see. We're just offering out. Unfortunately, the right wing and the striker ineffective today. But that's going to happen. They're not going to be effective every single damn game. But, you'd expect to see changes. We're in now, and I'm not seeing any movement on that Newcastle United bench. Here's Trippier. Plays it over the top again, looking for Murphy. Murphy with a header, but again, straight to Matson. Murphy wins it back, though. Bruno now to Joe Linton. Joe Linton plays it. Terrible ball. Matty Cash says thank you very much and just brings it away. I mean, Bruno, I don't know who he was trying to aim for there, because it was either a run from Toon Army or playing it out to Barnes on the wing, and he didn't find any of them. Bruno again for Newcastle. Brings it over the halfway line. Trippier is charging forward on the right-hand side. Murphy just behind him. Here is Trippier. Murphy. Back to Trippier again. Just put a bloody cross in, man. Bruno, nice little 1-2 with Bruno on the edge of the box. He's got it to Isak, and it's saved. I mean, Isak's angle there was pretty impossible. It would have had to been an absolute worldie to beat Martinez from there. But Bruno took it into the box through the D and looked like he was going to pull the trigger with a left foot shot and didn't. And now Bruno is going to get booked. He's losing his head, Newcastle's captain here. He's completely losing the plot. And something's got to be done here. We need to change. It's not Joe Linton that's looking like a red card. It's Bruno. And if he doesn't calm himself down, he's going to get into big trouble. Going through the back of Yuri Tielemans again. I like the way Tielemans was falling and deliberately screams looking at the referee. I mean, Bruno's been very lucky he wasn't booked before now. Anthony Gordon is coming on. It's got to be for Murphy. It's got to be. Martinez plays it out. Rodgers completely unmarked here in the middle for Villa. Asensio on to Ollie Watkins. Watkins has Matson. Matson! And there is Villa's goal. It was coming, and you can't say it wasn't. It's a very, very good finish by Matson, but it was coming. We said it for ages in the second half that goal was coming for Villa. And again, they blew us away down this left-hand side. And Matson smashes it into the far corner. And we've only got ourselves to blame. It's a really, really good goal by the left-back. Great overlapping. But again, Martinez, just a little clip to Rodgers, who's completely unmarked. Rodgers to Asensio, plays it quickly to Watkins, and look at the pace of Matson. No chance for Fabian Schär getting there, and it's a wonderful finish, and Villa lead 2-1. And I really genuinely think we've been too slow with the subs. I know we like to wait till late 60s, but this was calling out for a change before now. Really was. And now we're climbing a hill again. We haven't, to be honest, we haven't been good enough second half and most of the first. But this second half, we've offered nothing, have we? Really nothing. I'm not really sure where Kieran Trippier was there, by the way, because we didn't have a... I'm trying to see where he is. Oh, dear. Anyway, Gordon's on the pitch now, and I'm trying to see who he's on for. I believe it's Murphy. It should be Murphy. It is Murphy. Barnes has gone to the right now. So we've got to pull it out again. I know people are saying tired in the chat. Yeah, maybe. But, you know, every time we lose, you can't blame it on tiredness. Keith Truscott with a super chat. And he says, obviously that was going to happen. This is not the Newcastle of late. Utter crap, played off the park. 0 shots in the second half. Yeah, we've been dreadful second half. There is no other way to put it. Agent of Tech Streams, a member for 16 months, saying, I feel like we can still get a draw. Well, listen, there's still plenty of time left. There's no reason we can't. But we've been, you know, there's certainly no indication that we're going to up a gear. Here's Byrne. Inside for Tonali now. Tonali to Trippier. Barnes. I mean, we've got to get something from the wingers now. Barnes taking on Matson, wins a corner. That's what we want to see. That's what we haven't seen from Jacob Murphy in this game. Somebody getting the ball and driving at the byline. Matson's had a brilliant game for Villa today. He really has. Coming up to 67 minutes gone on the clock. Newcastle 2-1 down here at Villa Park. Got the work cut out for them. But we've come back once. Trippier will take the corner. Tonali's come short. Oh, my God. How has that got through to a player? That is dreadful from Kieran Trippier. He didn't even get any height. It just cut the grass. Holy shit. Honestly, sometimes I would rather shit out a hedgehog than watch Trippier's corners today. They've been absolutely shocking. And I don't understand when you've got Tonali there, who's a quality set-piece taker. Fair enough, if Trippier's a set-piece taker, give him a couple. But if it's not working, change it. Here's Bruno for Newcastle. Out again to Harvey Barnes. Barnes does get an overlap from Trippier. But Trippier's going to lose the ball if he's not careful. Matson's all over him. And now Dan Burn just over the halfway line. Burn brings it forward for Newcastle. Tonali now. Tonali clips it into the box. Trippier. And now Barnes with a bit of space. Runs into the penalty area. Harvey Barnes tries to drill it across. Can't get there though. It's blocked. And it's cleared by Villa. But Newcastle asking a few questions here. Paul plays it to Dan Burn now. Burn bursting forward. Good play by Gordon. Now Trippier. Joe Linton, plays it into Burn, but it's intercepted. And camera heads, smashes it away. But again, Ollie Watkins is on it like a shot. Every clearance. Now camera again. Asensio steps away from the challenger. Bruno goes down again. This time, no foul. Asensio throwing himself to the floor every time he gets the ball. And finally, Jared Gillett says, get up, you plank. Probably not those words he used, but you know what I mean. Here's Livramento. Tonali now. Tonali looking for an outlet. I mean, Isak's just walking around. He's just standing there. He's making no runs at all. Now he's got the ball. That's a lovely turn. Plays it out wide for Gordon. Gordon now heading towards the penalty area. Gordon to the byline. And it's going to be a corner. That's the first thing Isak's done in this game. Held the ball well, turned. That's what we love seeing from Isak when he's got the close control like that. And Trippier's coming across to take it again. I mean, you know, we try and get excited for corners, but Isak down on his haunches. I don't know whether he's fit or not, me. I don't know what's going on with him. But again, we'll see what comes from this corner. Trippier takes, this time all the way at the back post. It's absolutely horrendous. It's horrendous. It's gone out of play. Bullshit, man. Absolute bullshit. What's the point of winning? What's the point of us even taking a corner? We may as well just give, every time we win a corner, we may as well just say to Villa, there you go, have a fucking goal kick. It's dreadful, man. Well, Villa are making two substitutes now. Asensio is coming off. And so is John McGinn. I'm not too disappointed to see the back of McGinn. I know he's a little rat at time, but he's so influential. Martinez is going to get the captaincy, and, well, McGinn's making sure that he takes his time putting the armband on. Onana's come on for Villa as well. And Jacob Ramsey is the other substitute. But honestly, I don't know what you guys think about these corners, but why, when you see a player struggling with corners time after time after time, do you not then say, right, let's try something different. Let's give it to another player. Because these corners are dreadful. And it does annoy you. It's got to annoy you. If you see this, the same old, and we're not even trying anything different, that's the thing. And I'm sorry, but this is a big game here. This is a really big game. And the corners are just shite, man. Ike for Prime Minister says Gordon should have stuck two fingers up there to trips. I'm taking it. Well, maybe so. Onana now to Watkins again. Spins and lays it to Ramsey. Ramsey now once again running a Trippier. Pulls it back. Flicked in the net. It's 3-1 Villa. And it's Yuri Tielemans. I don't know how much he knew about it, whether it was a deliberate flick or not, but it's in the net anyway. And Newcastle United are now 3-1 down. It may have been an own goal. I don't know. We'll have another look at it. But Jesus Christ. It's one of these games again, guys. I'm sorry to say it's one of them games. I think it is a Dan Burn own goal, to be fair. The cameras they've gone between him and Jacob Ramsey. But again, man, the defending, Trippier, man. He's so far infield. Ramsey can just get the ball, get the pace up, and then he just whips it across. And yeah, it's an own goal off Dan Burn. So, yeah. I mean, Burn, it hits the back of his leg. He doesn't know anything about it. It's a lucky goal for Villa, but Jesus Christ, it's such a lucky goal. But at the end of the day, you make your own luck in football, and they've attacked us from the off in this second half. And yeah, it's a bad day at the office for Newcastle. But to be honest, you know, this for me, it's a big game. It's a very big game, and you know, I know we're still going to be in third. I think we are anyway. But we'll get a good week off this week. But oh, that's awful from Fabian Schär. It's like we've down tools here. Here's Tielemans inside. This could be another one for Villa. Great save by Nick Pope. That is a tremendous save by the Newcastle keeper. It's still in the area. Onana, what a shot that is! And Villa now have got a fourth, and they are absolutely demolishing Newcastle United here today. It's a worldie of a finish from Onana, to be fair, after Nick Pope made a great save, but we are all over the place, man. This is as bad as it gets for Newcastle. It's one of those games. Fabian Schär's clearance was one of those I don't give a shit anymore clearances, and Villa go and score. Oh, dear. That's as bad as it gets defensively for Newcastle, guys. It's an awful clearance from Schär. It's just like, what's the point anymore? What's the point? He just chips it straight to Onana. Ramsey inside for Tielemans. Tielemans inside for Rodgers, who does really well. It's a great save by Nick Pope with his leg. But then we just don't get the ball again. And Onana on the edge of the box, he's curled it in. An absolute beautiful strike, to be fair. Nothing more than Villa deserve, to be honest. Keith Truscott with a super chat saying we're sitting back, for fuck's sake. Why no press at all? Garbage. They look to win from the first kick. We didn't want it enough. Oh, I'm not putting fatigue down. I'm not going to make an excuse for that. We're just being shite. I mean, yes, tiredness may come into it a little bit, but come on. Bloody hell. Very much passengers today. And I had a feeling, I said last night that I thought the game would be won in the midfield, and their midfield has been outstanding today. Absolutely outstanding. And unfortunately, we're just not at the races, and we are being absolutely pulverized here. Joe Linton now for Newcastle. Emil Kraft is on the field. Trippier's gone off. I believe Willock's on as well, but it hasn't confirmed anything. Willock is definitely on. And looks like he's come on for... Well, Trippier, Barnes and Isak have gone off. And Kraft, Willock, and Wilson have entered the field. Oh, we're getting nothing today, guys. Chippers says, don't mind losing, but this performance is a disgrace. Yeah, I don't mind losing, but it's when we drop our heads like this and we just don't give a shit anymore. It's one of those kind of attitudes. I mean, Villa just confidently knocking this ball around now, just playing it around us. It's a bit of tush today, guys, unfortunately. It really is. And, everybody that says about fatigue and stuff, I mean, Villa, they had a difficult game Tuesday night. They put a lot into that game. And I know they've got a bit bigger squad than us, but I'm not putting it down to fatigue. We've just played shit. Sometimes you just have to hold your hands up and say, well, we've just been poor. And Villa, Matson, that's tremendous. And Villa coming back again here. Tielemans hasn't really got much support up with him. Now he has. And now Camara on the edge of the box. He might fancy a goal himself. Comes back to Tielemans. And now Onana. Matson. And he's got Ramsey to his left. Doesn't use him. Does now. No. Twists, turns. Keeps possession for Villa. Yeah, you're right. A good comment there, saying that this was always going to be a tough game, especially playing 3 games in 6 days or whatever it is. Villa have just hit the post again, by the way. I mean, Jesus wept. Jacob Ramsey this time. It was always going to be a tough game. And you think, right, well, but not like this. Not like this. It's as bad as it gets, man. Keith Truscott says 4-1 down there, make subs that make no sense. Ginger Plum says, love the commentary, Paul. Haven't turned up today. No, we haven't. And it's been poor. There's been some poor individual performances, which have pretty much led to a poor team performance, to be honest. Villa are a very, very good side. And it was always going to be difficult coming here, but it's the manner that we're losing this game here. It's like we haven't come out for the second half again. I mean, we're looking like amateurs out there. What is bothering me is the fact that it's the way Villa are breaking on us, going through the middle all the time. We're just opening up for them. We've done that the whole game, to be fair. We've just opened up like the Red Sea. They're making runs in behind, and we're just not tracking anybody. Narek says, just give our goal difference back. Tyndall shit the bed. Well, I mean, look, I'm not blaming Tyndall, for God's sake. I think, these players just haven't turned up. When you see how many times we've lost the ball and we just... Some of the players have been really poor today. But we keep going. And, it's not the end of the world, but it's just a really, really embarrassing defeat. But, we'll get a good rest before Ipswich, and then we go again. It's as simple as that. All we can do is go again. Here's Gordon. Inside now for Tonali. Tonali looks to his right, where Joe Linton is. Joe Linton now will play a cross in, clipped, and it's a header by Willock. And unfortunately, can only get a slight touch on it, and it's out for a goal kick to Villa. Coming up to 81 minutes gone. Villa 4, Newcastle United 1. It's certainly not the day we wanted it to be. But if you are enjoying the commentary and the Matchday Live show, please give it the thumbs up. Very, very important. We keep those coming in. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you like what you see, please do subscribe. Rapidly growing Newcastle United channel here. Come and be part of a fantastic community by hitting the subscribe button. It is free to do so. And make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss an upload or a live show. More subs coming on. Matt Target has replaced Fabian Schär. So I can only think that Livramento will now go to right back and Emil Kraft will come into the middle to partner Dan Burn. Camera's going off. So is Rodgers. And Emery now just saying, well, the game's won. John Cook says, I can accept losing against a good team, but the way we have capitulated is disgraceful. Players need to have a long look in the mirror. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. I'm sure that they'll be extremely disappointed. Of course they will. Ollie Watkins has gone off as well. Ross Barkley, Doniel Marlin, and Marcus Rashford have now come on. Wonderful. Wow. I mean, they've got a much better, stronger bench than us, haven't they? You know, we said that before in the preview anyway, that they had a much stronger bench than us. But this is not what we wanted to see today. It's one of them games now where you just want the final whistle and just get home and forget it. Just forget it. And then get back on the training pitch and look forward to the next game. This game will not define the season. As it stands, we are still a point ahead of Manchester City in third now. We're 2 points still ahead of Forest and 2 points ahead of Villa. So it's still all to play for, guys. It's still very much in our own hands. But this could have been such a statement, but it's not to be. It's just not to be. Rawe with a super chat. Shout out to the community. We go again next game. Yep. Absolutely. There is no choice. There's still so much to play for. So they have to get this game out of the system and get on with it. And hopefully respond in the right manner when we take on Ipswich. I mean, if ever there's a game that you want to play, you know, before after a heavy defeat, it's to take on a team in the relegation zone, you know, who are pretty much down now, and go out and smash some goals in and restore that belief again. Well, I tell you what, it's going to be such an exciting finish to the season for these Champions League spots, without a shadow of a doubt. But I just don't want to see another performance like this. Oh, fucking hell. I've had enough of this. We've just never been in the game second half at all. It's like we just switched off and let Villa control the game. That's what's been disappointing for me, that we've offered nothing going forward in the second half. Yeah, they've scored some goals, but we haven't done anything to try and get a goal in this second half. And then we had a couple of corners, and I mean, the corners in this game have been so bloody poor. Oh, we've mussed up here. And Doniel Marlin's in on goal, but Nick Pope luckily is out like a flash to get there. The ball from Rashford was just overhit a little bit. I'm not sure what the hell happened there, but there was a Newcastle player fell over. But luckily the ball from Rashford was overhit. Oh, good turn, Anthony Gordon. Nice ball down the left-hand side for Sandro Tonali. Tonali now heads towards the penalty area at the byline. And he took a bit of a heavy touch. It's deflected out for a corner. Konsa comes back. I just think he took that too far there, Sandro Tonali. His final touch was a little bit heavy. But now Trippier's not on the field, so we are going to see a different bloody corner taker. And it's going to be Anthony Gordon. And it comes. And, well, it's gone out for a goal kick. I mean, what's the point? I'm sick of going on about corners. They've just been so bad, man. DJ with a super chat saying, I can take losing any match, but this is bad. Proves that we're nowhere near the top clubs with our squad. Watkins has run our centre-backs ragged, and he's shit. I don't think he's shit, mate. I understand you're frustrated, but Ollie Watkins is not shit. He's a decent striker. And the fact of the matter is, he has run our defence. He has run them absolutely ragged. And we've been 11 attempts for Villa to our 3. And we've had one shot on target in the whole game. It's in the second half. One shot. And I can't even remember that was. No, it was Isak, wasn't it, from the corner of the box? 3 minutes to go of normal time. Villa 4, Newcastle United 1. It's just been a capitulation for Newcastle today. Just an absolute shock show. Or shit show, however you want to say it. And Jacob Ramsey's picked up a booking there. That's a stupid booking for him. Pathetic booking. And Newcastle want to get on with the game quickly, but to be honest, how it, lads, you know. But Villa have played very well. You know, let's take nothing away from Villa. We've been shit, but Villa have been really good. And they've certainly responded well. To going out the Champions League, you know, they've responded well. We just, I mean, we've been a shadow of, not even a shadow of ourselves today. Tielemans has left one on there on Bruno. I think that's... I'm going to have to be careful and keep an eye on Bruno because I don't want frustrations to boil over so late in this game now. But we now, you know, we have to turn attentions to, like I say, next week against Ipswich. It's a chance to respond and rebound in the right way. You know, get rid of this game, forget it, and get on with it, you know, because we're still 3rd in the Premier League. We've still got it in our own hands. That's the most important thing we need to look at. We've been dreadful, but at the same time, Christ, we're still 3rd in the Premier League. It's all still in our hands for the Champions League position. But we need to make sure that we do not play like this again. And some individual players have to, you know, just get themselves sorted because some of them have been pretty shit today. But we're still 3rd, and I think that's what we need to look at. You know, by all means, guys, you know, we can criticize the performance, and rightly so, because we've been shit. There's no other way of putting it. We've been terrible today. But at the same time, you know, all is not lost. All is completely not lost. We're still 3rd. And yes, we can analyze this game, criticize it, in the review, whatever we do, you know, and then move on. And then once the review's out the way tomorrow, we move on to the next game. It's as simple as that, guys. But we have to make sure that we do not play like this again. Because, you know, make sure that it doesn't affect us. Because, listen, there's no positives to take out of this game today. There's literally none. We've been dreadful. It's a serious off day, and let's just move on. That's all we can do, guys. 6 bloody minutes of injury time. You know what it is? Why? Oh, we could be in with a chance here. Willock person down the right. Looking for support. Does well to get it to Joe Linton there. Bruno. Into the box for Wilson. Back to Toon Army. Target to Anthony Gordon. A little bit of possession here for Newcastle. I mean, we don't play again now till Saturday, so you know we'll get a week off. Christ, we need it. You know, it's been a very, very tough 6 days this for Newcastle, but at the end of the day, it's all about now responding to this. And against Ipswich, for me, it's the perfect game to get back into it. And we've got to, let's face it, we've got to, you know, we can't afford to lose a couple of games because teams behind us are catching. You know, Villa breathing down our necks, Man City, Forest, etc. They're all breathing down our necks. So we can't switch off too many times. Len Simmons says, like I said earlier, give Murphy a go at the corners when he's on the pitch. Well, something needs addressing. Something needs addressing about the corners because, the whole set pieces today, they've been atrocious. As Danielle Marlin just has a shot wide of the post, kind of scuffed at it. Gary Clark says, bad day at the office, learn and move on. Indeed. But the thing is, listen, like I said, we can talk about this match as an individual match. And that's what we'll do when we do the match review tomorrow night. We'll talk about the individual match. And then once that's out of the way, you move on to the next one. But my God, as Rashford now bursts into the penalty area and then just takes it to the corner flag. Clips it through now for Barkley, who smashes it in. I mean, that was close. I'm not sure whether Nick Pope got a touch on that, but it was an absolute... let's have a look. I think he did, actually. I think he did. If so, it's a tremendous save from Pope. But yeah, like I'm saying, you've just got to review the game, be honest about it, and then you move on. But the review is based on this game. It's nothing against anybody from previous games or whatever. It's just the match review is based on this match. And then, of course, you just have to just hope that we don't switch off again. Because there is a lot of teams behind us who will stay up there and who will fight for that position or these positions. And if we go to sleep too many times, we're in deep shit. Keith Truscott says, when Forest beat Tottenham, we will fall to fourth. Then it depends on City Villa as to our fate. Still in our hands, though, Keith. It's still in our hands, mate. You know, we've got to go out there and just keep picking up points. I mean, for me, the main thing about today was, you know, not losing the game. You know, if we couldn't win the game, then just don't lose it. But we've just been so shit especially second half. There's been nothing from Newcastle in the second half. Absolutely nothing. We've not offered any threat to Villa at all in the second half. And I agreed with Stato at half-time. I thought there were still goals in this for Newcastle. It could swing any way. I mean, there's Bruno again trying to play a through ball. He's kicked it straight out of play for a goal kick. He just... Will, who's been a member for 21 months, says shocking performance, but it was going to happen at some point. Still in a very strong position. Keep up the good work, Paul. Thank you very much, matey. Thanks for your ongoing support. Please do keep subscribing, guys. I know it's not the game we wanted today, but please do help us continue the growth. It's free to do so. And give us a like if you've enjoyed the show today. There will be a match reaction from myself on YouTube after the show today. I'll put that up on all the socials when that's available. Bruno now playing a long ball looking for the runner Wilson, and he's never going to get to that in a million years. I mean, playing a long ball for Wilson to run onto is just like, well, it's just like eating a hot dog through your ass instead of putting it in your mouth. You know what I mean? It's pointless. As Villa come back again with Danielle Marlin, but that's good defending by Dan Burn. Try to put it out of here. Danielle Marlin shits out of a challenge against Joe Linton. To be honest, there's no point for Marlin to go in there with a tackle like that anyway. Stu Lad with a super chat. He says, we're due a beating from them as we have beat them 3 times in a row. The result could be worse with how many times they hit the post. We learn and move. The game has ended and all in friendly handshakes this time. I mean, Villa have dominated that today. Absolutely smashed us to pieces. It's been a very, very, very poor day at the office for Newcastle United. A very poor day at the office for quite a few of Newcastle individuals. Some of them just didn't turn up today and were comprehensively beaten in the end of the day. It's just, they did have a very strong bench as well, but the game was over before that, before they had to utilize the bench. Narek with a super chat. Sorry, but we can see the second goal because of Murphy not tracking, and third because Trips is just physically not at it today. Both should have been taken off at 55 to 60. We didn't do well, but those two needed a rest. Well, yeah, I mean, looking back, we probably did make the substitutions too late. We were all saying within the first 5 minutes of the second half, we all knew what was happening. It was quite clear that Villa were going at us again. It just been a really good night for them, and a very poor night for us. I mean, what more can you say? It's just absolutely shite. I mean, the second half especially, I'm really disappointed with the second half, to be honest. I thought we should be so much better than what we offered that in that second half. Tired or not, they should be better than that. NUFC 1892 with the super chat says, remember, people, top 5 gets us Champions League. So we're on course, 5 wins in a row, so let's win the next 5. Alex, I mean, that is not the second half either of us were anticipating. A complete capitulation, I think is fair to say.
Yeah, I mean, we definitely teed it up for we've got to make sure we do things right, and we didn't. There was a large emphasis at halftime about we need to shift things tactically because Trippier was getting exposed. Well, Fabian Schär was getting exposed as a result of Kieran Trippier being too far forward, lots of space, and that is exactly how they got their second goal. So naivety from Jason Tindall and the coaching setup not to account for that. We called it on this channel. We are not professionals. It was there for every fan to see. It was not accounted for, which is a shame. And there was an element of maybe things weren't going quite right for us. But, Villa scored 4 goals and hit the bar 3 times. So there's no world in which we can complain about officials or anything. They were considerably better than us today. There was a lot of issues with defensive structure, out, just not able to deal with just simple long balls from a goalkeeper. It was really poor tactically from us today, very naive. And sorry, Jason, you've done brilliantly, but I want Eddie Howe back because we got completely outmatched in a tactical perspective in that second half. We got away with it in the first half and we're still in the game. But it's fine. We've got Ipswich at home next. We'll just have to sweep that one under the rug. But there have been shades of this all season. The Brentford game after Liverpool was a bit weird defensively. Yeah. We've had a lot of defensive hiccups against teams like West Ham and Brighton. This isn't a new thing this season. We've done this quite a lot. So we just need to... I'm not going to say the Bruce words, but we're just going to need to sort ourselves out, and we need to go again against Ipswich and get 3 points and get back on the horse.
Shower ourselves down, Alex. Is just a
we'll say that. We'll say that.
And get on with it. Calvin, who's been a member for 10 months, says at no point in that game did I think we'd get in front. Shite from start to finish. Every player's rating should be 4 or lower this week, unfortunately. I have just seen somebody in the chat. Just while you were chatting, Alex, saying this just proves why Eddie Howe is not an elite coach.
He's not even there.
He's been in friggin' hospital, man. He's never been on the bench for a month. What's the matter with you? I mean, truly an imbecilic statement to make. And I'm not even sure whether that's a fucking word. I mean, how can you possibly say that proves that Eddie Howe's not an elite coach when he wasn't there?
But this is not new for this fixture. In the last couple of years, it's like 3 or 4 goals to us or 3 or 4 goals to them. It seems to be one way or the other. We don't do boring games.
No, we don't.
Us and Aston Villa. It's one of us thrashes each other seemingly in this fixture, and it's just 23 shots to 10. Triple the shots on target, significantly higher XG, far more clinical, winning more second balls. They just deserve it way more. There's no way we can even remotely spin this. Well done, Aston Villa, and we've just got to move on. There's nothing to complain about, really.
Yeah, that's what I was saying in the commentary, though, Alex. It's sort of, we'll do the match review tomorrow. We'll do it. We'll talk about the match itself as an individual game. But then once that's done, you forget it, and because we're still third, it's still there for us.
We are.
You know, we just have to make sure that we don't have many more of these games this season, because, you know, we know, and I said before the game that Newcastle United will always give us a roller coaster. They never make things easy at all, and it's going to be one of them. It's a hell of a race for the Champions League this season, but I still believe we will get there. You know, I'm not worried about.
Points-wise, Paul, we only achieved 60 points last year in the entire campaign. We're only on 59 now, but we still have 5 games to play. So we're 1 point off our entire total from last season. And we have got winnable games, and we have got games against close rivals. Of course, Villa was one of those today, but we've still got Chelsea to play. If we can make some of the easy games on paper count and take points off Chelsea, it puts us in a great position to finish in the top 5. We're on course. We are still on course to do that, but we're going to have to make sure we sort this out and continue to get points where we're supposed to get points. Because I still think 65 is going to be enough. That's 6 points. So we need 6 points from 5 games, which is slightly better than relegation form. So we just need to keep going and pick up points. It's all we need. Just keep going.
I think, you know, the next game, we get 7 days now. We get a full week off, back on the training pitch, because we wouldn't have done a lot of training over the last week anyway. Back on the training pitch, a bit of rest, a bit of recuperation. And I think, you know, Ipswich Town is probably, you know, if there's any game you want for your next game, it's at home to a relegation team, and a chance just to put this game behind us.
I wish we could play Leicester again, to be honest, because they're absolute dross. But unfortunately, sorry if there's any Leicester fans watching, but your team is the worst in the league for me visually. But Ipswich is they've got a lot more character, so it's not the worst team we could play, but it's certainly one we really need to win at home. It would be unacceptable not to take 3 points off of Ipswich. I think the most disappointing thing for me today is that we've kind of messed our goal difference up a little bit, which was a shame, because that might be important in the run-in. You know, that might be the difference between 4th and 5th, 5th and 6th. We could have done without -3 on the goal difference, really.
Yeah, so let's go back against Ipswich and put it back right again. You know, we hammered them at Portman Road. Why not do it at St James's Park again? They need to pull the fingers out their asses and get into gear, because there were some individuals today, Alex, that just simply didn't turn up, wasn't it? I mean, and when you get a few individuals not turning up, the team just falls apart.
Well, I am very happy that Botman's due back. Because as much as Fabian Schär's been, he's had an uptick in form and scored today. Well, we did concede 4 and he was a defender, so that's really bad. I was calling for him to sit out of the team pre-cup final. And I think this is a reasonable time to try and get Botman back in. Of course, that highly depends on his susceptibility to injury, if he's ready. We don't know. We just don't know this information. So I'd like to see Botman come back in and have a back four with Byrne and Botman, but we'll have to wait and see.
We will. But anyway, I will be doing my match reaction straight away. Alex, anything on Patreon? Or
I will go and do something now for everybody. Yeah.
Okay. So Patreon as well. Match reaction from Alex. He'll let you know on the socials when that's up, and I'll let you know on the socials when mine's up on YouTube. But listen, thank you very much for all your super chats and memberships today. I really do mean that. It's been a difficult afternoon for all of us. One of those games that we just want to forget and move on to the next one. Thank you, mods. You've been incredible today. And of course, thank you to Alex. But thank you to you guys. Absolutely amazing. Loads in again. Please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. And of course, don't forget to give it a like, because that is very important to the channel as well. We're back tomorrow night at 7 o'clock with the match review. We'll have a chat about it. We'll do player ratings. It'll me and Alex, and I'm sure that they're going to be wonderful. So, yeah, but as usual, me and Alex will be honest about the game. But it is just the one game we're talking about, and hopefully we can certainly bounce back and head towards the Champions League still. All is not lost yet, despite the bad day at the office. But thank you, everybody, for watching. Thank you to Mamaroo for sponsoring the channel. It's been an absolute pleasure to have them as sponsors and for the foreseeable future as well. Thank you very much to Steve. And if you can't get into Whitley Bay to have a look around the shop, check them out online. It's pinned at the top of the description. But until tomorrow, enjoy the rest of your Saturday evening if you can, guys. But it's finished. Aston Villa 4, Newcastle 1. Good night.
Away the lads and lasses.
Come back and check out some green.